Hello, my friends. What's going on? Welcome back. Random Show, episode number 212. Episode number 212 of the Random Show with your host, Agostino Zinga. What's going on? What's cracker lacking? Welcome back to the Random Show. Those of you who are tuning in live, and from our recorded audience who are watching it after the fact, hello to you too. Hope you're well, hope you're good, hope you're fine, hope you're lovely, hope you're having a good time. So, I forgot to actually check this beforehand, but I've heard on several videos, I've heard via Podcast Cringe, I've heard now through the forums and other places, people keep mentioning that the comment section of the recent episode that features Andrew Schultz on the JRE is some of the best comment section stuff that people have ever seen. The jokes write themselves. So, as we open the show, I actually want to check this and see for myself if the jokes, if the insults, if the ha-has, if the he-he's about Andrew Schultz on JRE are true. Let's have a look, see what happened here, because Andrew Schultz was on JRE recently. A lot of people didn't like it. A lot of people who aren't fans of Schultz use this opportunity to kick him because he's pretty easy to not like. I think he's nice. No, I think he's easy to get behind in some ways, because I think he's come up as being quite interesting. I, for one, really did enjoy when he first came around. I find him to be a little bit, insufferable and obnoxious. I don't really listen to his pod that much on its own. But there are occasions where it can be good, and there are occasions where his content can be good. I think some of the stuff he's put out recently, his little crowd work stuff that he's done, the jokes in terms of ragging on Meek Mill, ragging on Diddy have been really funny. So clearly, he does have the chops in terms of stand up. He takes the craft very seriously. He takes himself probably a little bit too seriously. So he has got some benefits and some positives. I could see why people would like him. For me, I find all the leg slapping and all the, weird wigger talk to be a little bit strange, a little bit off-putting, just for me personally. And also, I've kind of known of Andrew Schultz for a while when he was first on fucking Brilliant Idiots and stuff, and that personality and how he was on there is still kind of hard to forget. He's obviously evolved and matured, and he's a lot better, I think, as a person. But if you know of Andrew Schultz when he was on Brilliant Idiots, I remember there was a particular episode where Charlemagne had to have an intervention with him. Charlemagne had an intervention with Andrew Schultz live on air, telling him basically to calm the fuck down. Like, chill out. I mean, you're trying too hard, you're doing too much, you're being annoying. Like, he really was being too much on that show at one point. And to be fair to him, he did take that advice on the chin, and he did actually change. And I think ever since then, he's been pretty decent. I still think his first appearance on JRE, his first ever appearance on JRE, was pretty legendary. I know people won't agree and they're gonna, act like it wasn't good, but I think his first appearance was like a trial to like prove himself to be like a good friend of Rogan. No, his trial so he could be a friend of Rogan's, I think was a really good trial. He did perform incredibly well. He came on there and absolutely blew Rogan away. Maybe did end up actually blowing Rogan to a certain extent. And ever since then, they've been kind of pals. And if anything, he's kind of replaced other folks like, Callen and a few other people, maybe even fucking Brendan Schaub, in terms of being a part of that hallowed inner circle of fucking Rogan. So the first ever appearance, actually, judging by it can't be, that can't be right. So I think judging by what I have on here, when I'm looking at my thing, the first solo appearance of Andrew Schultz on JRE was episode number what? 1265. That was the first ever episode. So I think that episode for me personally was one of my favorites. I think he did really well on there. A really good way to kind of, trial yourself on that big show. But ever since then, it's kind of been downhill, unfortunately. So let's check out these comments and see what people have been saying about Andrew Schultz's appearance on JRE. It's going to be interesting to see. Well, I'll go on from here. Big up everybody in the stream chat. Appreciate you for tuning in. Big up Joel from MIA. Thank you for hanging out, brother. Good to be here. I'm happy you're here, and I'm happy we're here together. Big up Ruben Rivera. Big up Josh C's. I see you too. Big up All Mike. What's that? All righty as well. Wagwan. Hope you're well. Hope you're well. Let's read through the comments here regarding Andrew Schultz's appearance. Look at all the times that, oh my god, this is going to be a good one. Look at this. This is going to be good. So look at the comments. First one. Andrew's the kind of guy to go ask your girlfriend everything is okay between you two when you're not around. Oh my god. Oh my god. You instantly know who that guy is. We all know who that guy is. I have to like this. Andrew is the type of guy who finishes your sentence and now it's his idea. Timestamps. Yeah. Okay. When Andrew called himself an empath, I almost spat out my coffee. Bill Burr just roasted people for saying they're empaths on April the 4th podcast. Cool. Guests like him make me appreciate the comment section being back. Exactly. Good point. Andrew looks like he went to do a show in Germany, then escaped to Argentina. Amazing. The amount of times this dude says yeah should be outlawed in all 50 states. I didn't even notice that. I didn't notice he has a tendency to do yeah that often. To drop the yeahs. Really, I didn't notice that at all. I'm not gonna lie. That's something I have never noticed. Let's actually go back to those timestamps. Let's see let's see. Let's see these timestamps.
Yeah, exactly. You're just like, and it's not just there. Yes. It's everywhere. My Fox News, CNN, everyone. There's raids at Diddy's house.
Yeah. How does a guy like him? Like, I'm trying to think.
Respect. Yeah. Giving respect, getting respect. Yeah. Making sure that, you cover all your statements.
Yeah, like if you say something, you have to make sure.
Okay, we have to get that one on Streamable. Let's go Streamable. We have to get that up on Streamable. Let's see if we can get this on Streamable. So I think it's 751 to 758. Let's see if we can get this. Let's see if we can get this done. 751 to 758. Let's see if we can get this. Minutes rise, right?
Each move and goes to the next.
So 758 to 751. Let's see if we can do this. Let's go 0 7 50. No, 50. And then we go here. Alright, and then we go 0 7 5 8. I think it's 5 8. Let's see if this works. Create video. Let's see if this works. Let's see if this works. Let's see if this works. It's gonna be good. Let's see if this works. Oh my god. Come on, don't leave me. Let's see if this works. Let's see if we get an internal loop of years. Big up the stream chat. Big up for joining in. Appreciate all of you for joining. Big up. Let's see what we got here.
Respect. Yeah. Giving respect, getting respect. Yeah. Making sure that, you cover all your statements.
Yeah, like if
respect. Yeah. Giving respect, getting respect. Yeah. Making sure that, you cover all your statements.
Yeah, like
love it. Let's go back to the comments. Andrew's mustache isn't allowed within 500 feet of a school. Oh my god, brilliant. Andrew Schultz is the type of guy that wakes up his family to let them know he's going to sleep. Big up Patrick Rambles. Schultz looks like he's going to release a book titled My Struggle. Andrew Schultz is the kind of guy to go to a Gangnam Style, the kind of guy to do the Gangnam Style in the club. 100%. These hate comments have restored my faith in humanity. 100%. Andrew's the exact type of guy that thinks comedians are modern day philosophers. Like that one. When is Joe going to get 50 Cent on? That would be a great episode. Shut up. I don't know how Joe is able to focus and talk with all the years and Andrew talking over him. Andrew is the type of guy who makes you like every comment in the comment section. Yep. Andrew is still auditioning for Inglourious Bastards. Lols. Andrew's the type of guy who thinks his podcast is worth 300 million but settles for being an employee. Shane Gillis. Oh, Netflix. Okay. Haircut is $14. Andrew only had 5. That is a really good one. Underrated one. Haircut is $14. Andrew only had 5. Timestamp Sky, who stood strong through 2,131 previous episodes of Joe Rogan Experience, saw the GRE 231. It was almost 4 hours of Andrew Schultz and decided, nope, I can't do it, and quit. I'm here for the roast of Andrew Schultz. With success, life can get easier. Andrew Schultz, 2024. With success, life can get easier. Honestly, I have to have this one. I have to have this one. This is a good little fucking quote. So redacted. Andrew's the type of guy to ask you for advice, then explain all the reasons your advice is bad. Joe should have scheduled a black guy to come on halfway through so we could have 2 hours of white Schultz and 2 hours of black Schultz. Wow, is that what they're saying? They're saying Schultz is a chameleon, right? Racial chameleon. When he's around the black guys, he's like, yeah, man, y'all, you know how it is. And then when he's around the whites, he's like, I'm captivated by the fucking cosmos. You know? I'm an empath, the worst girl you've ever met. And also Rogue Schultz, exactly. I think character is like cardio is the most Joe Rogan thing I've ever heard. Exactly. If cocaine was personality, it would be... Can you imagine? If cocaine was a personality, it would be Schultz. Imagine what they'd be like on drugs. That's why I don't think they're on drugs. I think these guys are just, naturally annoying and naturally a lot to deal with. But I think if they had the... if there was a plus, if there was an extra caveat, if there was an extra patina of fucking drugs involved, they'd be on another level. I don't think they're on drugs personally. I don't think so. I really don't think so. But I could be wrong. Laughed more reading the comments than watching the pod. Bruh had a whole epiphany about being a hard worker and thought he was being like Plato or something. Shane has never been more right about Andrew epiphanies, exactly. Andrew interviewed that CIA agent guy and now he thinks he's the same person. If Andrew did a naked handstand, he would look exactly the same. Andrew's barber is also a comedian. Andrew taking being a yes man to a whole nother level. We need a yeah ticker on this one. Oh, I'd love it if you compared it, because someone compared the man of years. I wonder if you can compare who says yeah more. Peak Brendan Schaub on Rogan or Schultz on Rogan? Who says yeah the most? Who agrees with Joe Rogan the most? 3 minutes in and he's already had 2 fake Schultz epiphanies. Schultz the type of guy to ask questions he thinks he already knows the answer to. Andrew is the type of guy that sounds like that one Usher song. Though that is, love the way they're watching Saucy throw it back while smoking cigars like they're out in an old movie. Such a stark contrast. True. Andrew looks like he's wearing a Tour de France helmet. Schultz's character arc was amazing. From a likable, charismatic guy to someone I'd leave mid-conversation due to boredom and ego-driven. Yeah, Nassim, exactly, yeah. Andrew definitely is the person at the bar or at the club that you bump into and you initially think, oh, this person's quite cool. And you're wondering why hasn't he got any friends around him? And then halfway through the conversation, you realize, oh shit, this is why he hasn't got any friends. Because he's fucking insufferable. He's that kind of guy. You're like, oh my God, this is such a decent dude. It's such a cool dude. I can see myself hanging out with this guy. And then halfway through, you're like, fuck this. You're looking for an exit and you just, whoever you can latch onto to run away, you run away. Came just to read the comments. Much more entertaining than Andy. Wow, the comments are so negative. I thought that Bert was on. Lols. I'm so glad YouTube comments are back on the podcast. Insufferable was a person. Oh, look. Andrew morph into Gomez Adams is almost complete. Who the fuck is Gomez Adams? What's Gomez Adams? Is that some sort of white character? Who's this person? Who's Gomez Adams? Oh my God, that's actually pretty good. Is that from the Addams Family, right? The person from the I never watched Addams Family, I'm assuming. That's probably why, right? That's hilarious. That's hilarious. To be fair, this guy looks way cooler than fucking Andrew Schultz, to be fair. This Gomez Adams character looks way, way cooler. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, no problem. Let's continue with the Schultzy roast. I love seeing Joe so proud of his daughter's art. Andrew looks like he had an emergency and had to leave mid-haircut. Andrew's the type of guy to close the fridge door with his hip. That's hilarious. Joe, I like burgers. Andrew, really? Why? Oh yeah, I know. Oh yeah, I throw them on the grill. They're delicious. Andrew, interesting. Wow, that's fascinating. That's really hilarious. Andrew looks like he's ready to invade Poland. Andrew Schultz setting in as a new Brendan Schaub nicely. SOS, someone save this man from his barber. 4 hours of Schultz. Where am I? Guantanamo Bay? Andrew Schultz doesn't know who Caligula was, but he knows Saucy Santana. Exactly, that's very true. Doesn't know Caligula, but knows Saucy Santana. How many times do you think of Rome? Never. How many times do you think of Saucy Santana? Always. Cool. Makes sense. The comment section about to be as wonky as Andrew Schultz's haircut. Andrew's type of dude who gives you constant unwarranted advice. Joe, regular sex simultaneously. You're not gonna shit on me. Nobody gives it up for Andrew like Andrew. That's a good one. And a couple more and then we'll move on. Joe should do a podcast after this one, but only with Jamie. They need to read all the comments of his episode. I love Schultz for a while. He really let his success get to his head. Flagrant has been unlistenable for a long time. Yeah, I don't listen to Flagrant anymore, to be fair. It's just, for me, I'm not going to lie, there's just too many voices on Flagrant. I think that's what really started to annoy me. It's just too many people, too much things you have to keep, you know, an ear out up in the open for. It's just, it's like morning radio. There's the guy, there's the person across from them, there's the dude on the fucking mixing board, there's sound effects. It's just like too much. Like, then there's a commercial. It's all over the place for me. There's too many people. I think that they do a good job when it's just them and no guest. They do a good job at not talking over each other too much, to be fair to them. But still, it's just too much for me, man. Too much stimuli. The people who've turned on Schultz hard. And the last one, it's so annoying listening to Andrew talk about things he talked about 50 times while trying to act like he's the first time he's came up to realization. And the last one, wonder why Schultz doesn't have epiphanies anymore since Shane noticed it. Oh yeah, good point. Yeah, he doesn't do the whole like in the sky thing anymore. He just does try to do it casually as possible. But yeah, what an incredible comment section. Big up everybody that fucking partook. This has probably been one of the great things about Rogan coming back on YouTube. Now that he's got the best deal ever, to be fair, Rogan, he got more cash out of Spotify, non-exclusive, so he can do his stuff on fucking YouTube. It's back on Apple Podcast. But the most important thing is the YouTube comments. Similar to Resident Advisor. Resident Advisor, my main sort of like dance music website that I go on, that I always fucking talk about on here. Back in the day, Resident Advisor used to be the best place to fucking find, you know, great news about dance music and shit. But the comment section was the best because every year Resident Advisor will have like a top DJs of 2023, whatever, right? Top mixes, top songs. And even though sometimes the top official list from the website was good, the comment section was even better. So you'd get all these recommendations of 6 songs to check out, 6 DJs to check out, all from the comment section. But then I think one year the comments got a bit rowdy and, you know, RA got scared of scaring away some big sponsors and big DJs and they fucking deleted the comment section. And RA's been fucking shit ever since. So the great thing about YouTube, even though some YouTube videos can be terrible, I feel like it's a comment section. The comment section is always sometimes the place where you get some of the best laughs, great recommendations, and just a great little, you know, quote unquote community. So I think Rogan, especially with the show being, you know, the podcast being very hit or miss, I think the best thing is always to the comments. And sometimes it's nice when you're watching a show and you're listening, especially for me. I don't know about you, but I listen to a lot of Rogan. I don't really watch it on YouTube or I have it playing on the background on my YouTube. Now I've got YouTube Premium. But it's nice sometimes listening to an episode of Rogan and then thinking to yourself, is it only me or is this person annoying? Is it only me or is this person being quite like obtuse? Is this only me or is this person being a little bit cunty? Is it only me or this person hardly talking? And then you go to the comments and usually somebody reaffirms your suspicions or something, or maybe counters it and says something else. But the comment section is always the fucking best. So unfortunately for Schultz, he had to be the first victim of it, you know, in a big way. But those comments are fucking brutal and they're fucking fantastic. Big up everybody that partook. Actually, you know what I'm going to do one more time before I fucking leave? Let's sort it out by best. Oh, it's already done by top. Okay, cool. We already done it. Doesn't matter. Cool. Let's move on. Let's fucking move on. Next on the list here. Let's quickly check out this because I wanted to see it. This is courtesy of the one and only Hate Army. Hate Army's got a great video here courtesy regarding DSP. DSP goes on a weird unhinged rant against the cult of hate, which is fucking bizarre. One of the greatest things about locals, I think, is their inability to be self-aware, and DSP must be the apex predator of lacking of self-awareness. Because he has no idea, no fathomable concept or grasping of why people hate him, despite him being incredibly easy to hate. Maybe that's why I like watching DSP. Similar to Brendan, they're both incredibly lacking in self-awareness. So because of that, they're amazing locals because they keep repeating the same mistakes and have no idea why people keep laughing at them, why people are out to kind of get them or hate them, whatever it may be. So in this particular clip, DSP gets baited into answering a question as to what he was going to do with the Mike Clum documentary that he cancelled last minute because he's a fucking pussy. But he tries to explain that the documentary was actually, he basically makes it seem like the documentary is going to be actually a fluff piece. It was going to be a puppy, so it was going to try to make him look good. I don't think that's possible personally because I think he's so deplorable. He's so unlikable. No matter how you frame the documentary, just watching him in his natural environment or watching or listening to him say things, you're going to instantly not like him. Unless you're a bit redacted, right? It just is what it is. So let's play the clip and let's see DSP try to explain why people that hate him are unhinged and he's perfectly normal.
Because I try to bring in more viewership by having games like this be a day stream. This game would have probably been a dead playthrough.
By the way, the toilet seat headphone things, fucking hilarious. He somehow, the lore goes that he was wearing regular headphones and he kept getting ear infections, which is weird, right? I don't know about you, but when I wear headphones, I don't get ear infections. Most likely he's getting ear infections from wearing headphones because he doesn't wash behind his ears. He doesn't wash, he doesn't fucking clean his ears. He probably doesn't clean his headphones, and he probably doesn't even shower. So that's probably why he's getting ear infections. He's lack of hygiene. But he thinks it's because of the headphones and because he wears them all day, like, which is weird, like as if all streamers get ear infections. Not true. So then he decides to go and get these toilet seat headphone things that he puts around his neck to then hear the sound of the game, so he doesn't have to get ear infections. And he's got this dumb, look at it, it's super redacted, super short bus type of style of garb. And again, 42-year-old man, by the way, 42-year-old man with these cringy, horrible, redacted looking toilet seat headphones. Absolutely love it.
Sadly, if I played it as night streams. I knew that too from the get-go, which is why I played the first run fully on the daytime shift. So, all right, guys, please support the stream if you can tonight. I'm not going to keep bringing it up, but man, it would be great to get some more support. Thank you.
That alone, the begging for support, the begging for because again, I always hate the way he frames it as well. It's never tips, it's never donations, it's never money, right? It's always him saying support because he doesn't want to use the word because it obviously makes him feel bad. But the outright begging of people to give him money is the one thing that I feel like everybody unanimously around the world will obviously hate him for. But he doesn't think that's a bad thing. He thinks it's perfectly okay to remind people about a business. And he always uses fucking sandwich shop as an example. When you go to a fucking sandwich shop, they don't constantly keep coming around to you and reminding you that, hey, you can buy a sandwich. Hey, we've got other sandwiches there. Hey, they just leave you to choose. And if you want one, you buy one. If you don't want one, you leave. And he always thinks it's perfectly normal to keep reminding his audience who watches fucking shitty streams 6 days per week, every single week, how to tip and how to donate. Yo, they know how to do it. If they don't want to do it, if they haven't done it just yet, maybe they don't want to. You don't have to keep begging and pleading them. Absolute wanker.
Okay, we're going to head downstairs. From Kirk, next eclipse is 2044. You and me might be dead via stress or nuclear apocalypse or something. I hope not. I hope to still be alive in 20 years. Liz, can't you find it?
I hope you're not alive in 20 years. No cap.
In your heart to forgive me for saying the quiet part out loud like Vivek does. No. Thanks for the $1 tip.
That fake lava's all
I also received a super chat. First super chat of the night.
By the way, I also hate that little reminder. He does this all the time. Such a reminder. First super chat in a while. First super chat of the night. The largest super chat of the night. Like just as a little hint. Hint. Hey, if you give me money. It's like, fucking hell, bro. Take a day off with the begging, please.
From Big Boss. When you were deciding to make the documentary, were there any preliminary questions that got you to remember being good, interesting, or new? See, here's the thing. Like, there's nothing that I'm going to say or do that I think would be super interesting. It's more about the angle and essentially this documentary that was going to be made about me. I already said all this publicly, by the way. This is no new information. But
he's so worried about slipping up and saying something he shouldn't say. Honestly, like, God almighty, he's such a shifty, scammy guy, isn't it? There's just nothing trustworthy about him. How he talks, how he acts, like he's just so slimy. In any other walk of life, in any other timeline in the world, he'd be out in the street shaking his tin cup, as fucking, Chill Marion Co would say. Like, honestly, bro, the fact that he's able to get away with this for so long in life is pretty astounding. It's quite an accomplishment.
The documentary was going to attack it from the angle of, well, here's everything everyone says about Phil. Here's all the reasons people hate Phil, right? But in reality, are any of these even that bad? Even if they all were true, all right? Let's assume everything's true that everyone ever said about Phil. Is any of it really that bad?
Of course it's that bad, you fucking piece of shit. Number one thing that's really that bad is the fact that he feigns poverty. This guy gets on stream and at times will say that his house is in jeopardy. Like, he might lose his house if he doesn't get certain tips or he doesn't reach a certain donation goal. He will say that. He'll lie about fixing some sort of household appliance and then not fix it. He'll get enough money to buy a TV. Instead of buying it outright, he'll buy it on fucking credit. Loads of weird little scammy things like that. already are easy reasons to hate him and are really that bad because you're literally scamming your audience. He'll feign distress, say he's, you know, poor and doesn't have enough money to buy whatever. Then you'll go and fucking enjoy a fucking lobster dinner with his fucking wife and gloat about it on the podcast. Then if you ask him about it, he'll ban you. So he doesn't get any fucking questions about it or whatever it may be. That's enough reason to hate the guy. If you go a bit further, he fucking lied on his bankruptcy and basically, you know, claimed he have certain expenses that he didn't have. He basically got away with it because it was COVID and it was all done over the phone. And essentially he committed fraud in that regard. That's easy reason to not like him. The fact that the way that he talks to his fans on stream, how rude he is, how condescending he is, even just with the fucking suggestion box stuff, that's enough reason not to like the guy. The fact that he's been able to get away with saying some crazy racist things over the years and had no real consequence about it is enough reason to fucking hate the guy. Let's actually check. I'll show you. I'll show you some of DSP's most top racist things. This is legitimately one of the most hilarious videos ever. And the fact that he's still on YouTube now, monetized and shit, is a fucking travesty. I'll show you right now, right? DSP racist, right? You'll see an entire compilation of fucking DSP saying racist shit. DSP says he hates racism, followed by clips of him being racist, right? From James Alessa, and another one. Let's see. Let's watch this one. 11K views, right? A brief feature did a K word as well. Let's watch this one. Watch this. Please watch this. This is fucking astounding. Let's fast forward a little bit. Big up James Alessa. Let's continue.
I did that racism.
Yeah, let's go.
Racism is stupid as shit. And in my own experience, that it has no grounds in anything factual. And I think that racism is incredibly bad, and it should not be, you know, ever be practiced. But I can't make people not think it.
What? What the fuck? What? I don't even know what that clip is. But okay, cool, nice. Let's continue.
All right. Well, that being said, obviously, real racism shouldn't be, you know, taken lightly. But being that this is such a serious subject, it's funny to kind of joke around sometimes and say things that might, in a serious setting, be racially insensitive, but they're not really meant, and therefore they can be pretty comedic.
I'll be honest. I've heard people who are very bigoted and very racist in my life. The people will nitpick things that they particularly hate about me, whether I said that I hated Minecraft years ago or I made a supposedly racist comment, even though I've never done anything racist in my entire life.
Yes, you have. Racist remarks. Fan voted racist remarks.
Oh, he's Chinese or something. Hey, you want some chicken chow mein? Maybe I distract him.
I think that racism is incredibly bad, and it should not be, you know, ever be practiced.
Oh, doesn't that just look so delicious? Oh, it looks like fucking vomit on a plate, dude. Oh, that's what they eat over there? Ugh.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, Weber unit advanced. I took the English language.
Jesus Christ.
Hello to you.
And you see there's a comment there basically telling him to go suck a dick. People back then were calling him out, and he still didn't stop. He still continued. And the fact that he still is on YouTube now is fucking a travesty, how he's been able to get away with it. He literally is the fucking pig roach. But soon his luck will end. I'm certain of it. There's no way you can just keep getting away with being this much of a piece of shit human. You have to be able to fucking, you know, face the music at some point. You'd hope so, right? You'd hope so.
Hello.
Wow, dumb racist prick.
Racism is incredibly bad, and it should not be, you know, ever be practiced.
Trust me, Cole, you will be ready when you're done working.
Oh, Chitty Chang Wang. Hello. Fuck you, motherfucker.
Jesus
oh, yeah.
Christ.
You want Chicky Chang? I give you Chicky Chang.
Fucking
It's 100
DSP.
identical Chinese. We are in the same gang, so we wear the same baseball cap. Oh, he knows that. You have Intel does? Oh, would you like to give me some cocaine? Please give me cocaine. Hello. Oh, yes, we fight other. We shoot them in face. Yes, sir. Ding dong ding. Dong dong ding dong ding dong ding ding. I speak their language. Let me to America. Ding dong ding dong.
Yo, this guy's fucking crazy, man. Anyway, you get the gist. DSP's a racist piece of shit. He shouldn't be on YouTube, and there's every reason why everybody should hate him because he's a fucking cunt. But listen to him say that everything he's done is not that bad and people should leave him alone.
That people should really be like hating him so much and wishing him harm and doing the things they've done to him and his family members and all of that, right? And you know, going through all of that, saying, look at all this stuff that happened to Phil, and analyzing it in that perspective, like, what's really going on that people hate Phil so much? Like, what is the reason? And it was gonna basically look at it from like that perspective, which would have been a new one, because most people have never attacked it. It's just, oh, here's all the things people hate Phil for. Are they true or not? Instead of, well, you know what? Whether or not they're true or not, maybe it doesn't even matter, right?
No, it does matter. That's the thing I've realized about a lot of locals, especially DSP included. They don't actually want to change their behavior. They don't actually want to get to the bottom of why people don't like them. They don't care. They'd rather you just leave them alone so that they can continue their grift, continue their scam, and continue living the life that they're living without any opposition, without anybody nitpicking away at what they do or highlighting how much of a piece of shit they are. Wings does it all the time. Wings nowadays, Wings of Redemption, I feel like it's purposely being as boring as possible. Some of the streams or some of the clips I watch on Lummox and fucking I forgot who the other guy is, channels and stuff, they're hard to get through because Wings is purposely being as dour and as boring as possible to not give any of his detractors or trolls any kind of content or any kind of meat to chew on to make him look bad in compilations and shit, which they still do. But I think with DSP it's even worse. He genuinely does not see why people would dislike him. Even though the begging alone, his voice, the way his face is, the shape of his head, how he wears his shirts, how pale his skin is, his patchy fucking beard, how ugly he is. All those things are already things that most people would legitimately write you off for, despite all the other stuff he does. Shout out his fans, ban people outright for giving, you know, constructive criticism, freaking out a fucking Street Fighter. All these type of things are reasons why you could easily hate the guy, not including how he treats his wife, the things he said about Leanne in the past, the drama with fucking, what's his thing, those other dudes that he was doing shows with and shit. There's plenty of reasons why not to like this guy, but he just doesn't know why. I'm a perfect guy. Why would you not like me? I'm nice. No, you're not, bruv. You're a piece of shit.
Perhaps people should just stop being fucking insane about all this bullshit. Even if it was true, who cares?
Hey, yo, big up Uche. Thank you for joining. What's good, Uche? What's good? Riding Aces. Joke Donahue, I see you. Teju, I see you. Warren, what's good? Matty Boy, what's happening? Cloud K20, what's happening?
Him or his content or anything. You know what I'm saying? And there's going to be many parts to the documentary that were going to be unique and different, and I'm not going to spoil those because who knows, right?
What do you mean who knows? You're not going to do it, you big fat pussy. You're not going to do it. You ran scared because you didn't want fans or detractors to find out any other thing about you that you haven't put out there yourself, because allegedly Mike Clum was meant to be filming footage inside DSP's home, interviewing his fat wife, interviewing his shitty parents, interviewing his friends, detractors. So it was going to be a pretty wide-ranging, you know, documentary. And the thing about it, even though he thinks it was meant to be a fluff piece, even though he hoped it would be a documentary that would put away or dismiss some of the rumors about him or some of the suggestions, allegations, I don't think it's possible to make DSP look good. It really isn't. I think if you just let him speak, you let DSP do what he does, it's just impossible not to come away from it thinking he's a cunt. That's the thing that he doesn't see. So no matter who we would have gotten that camera to speak on his behalf and stuff, they would have clearly been a little bit, you know, because we've all seen what DSP's fans look like, and let's just say they're people that you would imagine would be easy to take advantage of. You would hear him speak, you'd hear his wife speak from his there's no way you couldn't come away from it thinking, fucking hell, what a fucking loser. Especially when you find out he's fucking 42 years old. You're like, Jesus.
I'm not going to spoil all the ideas we had, because we had many different ideas of ways we could attack things and funny, entertaining segments and things regarding the various different things that I'm accused of and shit like that. Okay? But in essence, I think that's the truth of the matter, is that the things that people accuse me of or are so angry about aren't actually that bad. Even if
they are that bad. The worst thing for me personally will be the feigning distress thing. No one cares what anyone does with their money, right? He can do what he wants with his money. He makes his money. If the fans want to give him the money, even though he begs for it, he can do what he wants with it. Spunk it all on WWE Champions and gambling, whatever. Cool, do your thing. And going to Total Wine and drinking yourself silly with gin, cool. The problem is that he lies about it. So he'll get on stream and cry poor, and say that he needs money to pay his bills, a tax thing, whatever happened, groceries, like really cringy, lame, disgusting stuff that he's begging for, right? He even begged for money to take his wife out for dinner. It's like, bro, have some shame. So he does all that, but then he doesn't spend he then spends the money clearly on this WWE Champions game that everybody has records of, can see that clearly that's his account. So it's one thing getting money from your fans, but then using that money that you allegedly say you need for particular things and not using it for that thing and using it for another thing is heinous, because he makes more than enough to kind of cover his bases and to live a decent enough life, quality of life. The fact that he needs more is because he spends it all on fucking WWE champions, or he wastes it on WWE champions. It's not that he doesn't make enough. So he's trying to make up for the fact that he spends a lot of it on WWE champions. But it's like, yo, if you just would save a little bit of that money that you get from fucking people and not spend it on that shitty fucking mobile game, you could be in a far better place financially. And you wouldn't need to beg people for a fucking PC or whatever else he begs for. Fucking horrendous.
They were all true, which, by the way, I've told you guys many times they're not, right? But even if you don't believe me, and you think that everything that's ever been said about me is true, it's not nearly as bad as half the people out there, right? It's like, wow, damn, why do people hate Phil so much? Like, what exactly is going on that people hate him?
Have you heard your voice? Have you listened back to what you sound like on stream, DSP? Your voice alone is incredibly hateable. You know what I mean? The background of your fucking stream's hateable. The way you switch scenes, hateable. The way you do this fucking crocked fucking thing with your laptop when you're writing your top thing, when you bend your head that way and your screen's that way and your keyboard's here, that's already hateable. The way you wear fucking pajama pants when you're streaming, but you wear like a button-up shirt on top, hateable. The fact that you take breaks and you leave for fucking 40 minutes to go and fucking pet your fucking stupid cat and play a dumb mobile game is hateable. Everything about this guy's hateable. The way that he says fucking Phil's day off, hateable.
So much doesn't seem to make much sense. In which case, that's correct. It doesn't. It's just basically people going crazy, over obsessing, or running with a meme to hate me, rather than it being about, wow, I really hate this guy because he did awful things that are deserving of this level of awful hate.
Again, fair enough. He says there's a hateable meme and it's easy to hate him. Why don't you come out and then dispel those memes? Why don't you come out here and prove them to be wrong? But he doesn't. He just says, trust me, bro. Bank leaks came out. Yes, that how they were acquired was bad, but dispel some of the bank leaks stuff then. Prove that that account isn't yours. Prove that the money that was spent on that account wasn't you. No, it just wasn't me. It was manufactured, fabricated. It wasn't me. Prove it. Trust me, bro. Okay.
You know, it's a very different situation. Like, some of the other people out there that are considered lolcows or people get harassed all the time on the internet, man, some of the things they've said and did is like, wow, unforgivable, can't believe it. I mean, it's like, really, that's all Phil ever said? That's it? That's the reason people hate him? But again, I feel like it's just the meme. The meme is overpowering.
It's not the meme. It's just you. Again, this is a thing. Like, he's probably never going to get it anyway. He's probably never going to get it, which is fine, because that makes him an incredible lolcow, and that's why it's great to watch him, especially on these kind of clip channels and stuff, and see how he fucking tries to wrangle in his brain why people don't like him. But come on, brother, come on. It's not a meme. You've been on the internet for 14 plus years. People know enough about you. If they don't like you, there's probably a legit reason why. You got enough content out online. Most of it is yourself. You're the one that put it out there. So if they come to a conclusion that you're easy enough to not like, there's probably a legit or a valid reason why.
To the point where, like, you can't stop the meme. The meme has become bigger than the truth, right?
Not really.
Like, honestly, really. Let's say, for example, you look at all the things said about me, that I used to be a racist and say horrible things about
I used to be a racist. Is that even a thing? Can you cure yourself racism? I used to be a racist. He doesn't even have the self-awareness to realize why people hate him for other non-racist things, but somehow he's able to cure his racism. I cured my racismos. I cured my ability to see people, to judge people based on the character and not on the skin color. Like, what?
my commentary, which I don't anymore, but I used to. Let's even say I used to be a racist, which I wasn't. But let's say it was true. Let's say I spent ridiculous amounts of money on mobile games and didn't tell anyone, right? let's say, what's the other ridiculous one? Because there's like 3 or 4 big ones, right? Let's say they're all true, every single one of them. Are any of those a big deal?
Yes, they are a big deal. The mobile game one's a big deal because you lied about it and said that you didn't do it. You've also said that you promised your wife you wouldn't do it. You've also feigned distress to get more money to pay for certain things, and then you spend it on gambling games, whatever. That's all bad. Those are all really, really bad things. And of course, it's meant you possibly committed fraud as well because you didn't declare, your outgoings and your incomings. So that's all really bad things. But to DSP, not that bad.
Right? In reality, it's funny because you have people who've done entire documentaries about me, like Turkey Tom. And literally at the end of the negative documentary he makes, he says, well, Phil, I don't even get it because Phil's kind of boring. I don't get the big deal.
Imagine being proud that a documentarian on YouTube found you boring. Why is that a sense of pride? Why are you happy about that? That's not a good thing that you're a boring person. Why bother listening? It's like, that's a diss, right? That's an insult. That isn't a good thing that you're boring.
He's right. Like, he's literally 100% right. There's nothing super interesting about the hate against me besides that it exists. I think more fascinating than...
He's so obnoxious too. No, he doesn't even want to lower the sound of the game while he's doing this. It almost feels like, the Trump thing? When Trump back when Trump was president, he'd be on a lawn with a helicopter in the background. It almost felt like a on purpose thing to piss off the journalist. Like, what do you say? Huh? And if he doesn't like the question, just pretend he didn't hear it. Next person. Same thing that he's doing here with his game. It's so unnecessarily loud. He should fucking, lower the volume. But nah, let's just keep it high. Let me just chat my shit. If you don't like it, you get banned. I fucking love it. Big up fucking DSP. Big up motherfucking DSP. Moving on. Moving on. Moving on. Let's check this out. So, I said before that it seems like Brendan Schaub has unfollowed the Comedy Mothership, and it's now been proved correct regarding this screenshot. It's now been proved to be true if you see this screenshot courtesy of the Friday Kid subreddit. Looks like Papa got tired of seeing all the killers performing and unfollowed the Comedy Mothership. So he's finally officially unfollowed the Comedy Mothership because the Comedy Mothership didn't probably follow him back. And this is quite a brutal end to a journey that never really got started. There was never really an indication ever in the entire time that Rogan has taken to set up the Comedy Mothership, move to Austin, eventually open it. You never got an inkling, even a suggestion that Brendan would ever perform there. I know I mentioned before in the stream that when I was following it quite closely before Rogan opened up the Comedy Mothership on the Friday Kid subreddit, I do remember a few people that were associated with the Comedy Mothership, people probably using pseudonyms and usernames so you didn't know who they were, but they did say really early on that Rogan had told Brendan he can't perform there and that he can't do a headline weekend. If he wants to perform there, he has to be part of the regular opener bill, and then he can kind of work his way up. I remember that's what was said. Then later on, people turned that into like, oh, allegedly Brendan did ask to perform there, but Rogan kind of, palmed him off to the other guy. I forgot his name, who's a comedy booker there. The one that Rogan took from the Comedy Store and moved with him and told him, and basically brought him along to Austin as well. So allegedly, one of those stories is true. Either Rogan told Brendan he's not ready to perform at the Comedy Mothership and he has to be an opener and he can't have a headline weekend, or Rogan kind of palmed him up to somebody else and says, hey, I don't book the shows. It's not my responsibility. I just own the club. Either way, it was made very clear to the guy that he's not performing at the Comedy Mothership anytime soon. And I'm not going to lie, I kind of feel bad for him. I kind of feel bad for the guy because there was a time in his life where Brendan was on the same lineups as Rogan at the Comedy Store. So if I'm Brendan Schaub and Rogan is okay to have me perform at the Comedy Store when I'm 1 to 2 years to 3 years in comedy, what's the difference now that I'm fucking, now that I'm 10 years in and I'm still as shit as I was before? It's not as if Brendan has got worse. He's still the same level of shitness. I've always said that, there's not much difference between the You'd Be Surprised and Gringo Pappy, even though they're like 5 years apart in terms of date-wise, in terms of years. So if you're Brendan, you have a right, I think, to be fucking annoyed that Rogan doesn't book you at his Comedy Mothership, because why were you good enough to perform with him at the Comedy Store, right? The legendary fucking Comedy Store in LA. Why were you okay to fucking perform there? But then now he's opened up his own club and it's his thing. All of a sudden now you're not good enough to perform there. How does that make any sense? You know? How is that fair? Why is that fair, right? The home of Mitchie Shaw, the place that everybody fucking sucks off. Why was that okay for him to perform there, but all of a sudden he can't perform at the Mothership? Also, talking about the Comedy Store, have you guys realized something? I checked the fucking Instagram just now, and it's a very different crowd there. I'm guessing because everybody left to Austin, but it's not the same people that you saw when Brogan was there. Very, very different crowd. Like, look at this flyer here. You've got Mark Maron, Chris Spencer, Steve Simone, Eleanor Kerrigan performing there. Another one, you got King Kondong and Sarah Wineshack. I guess it's the ladies that have that fucking podcast with the girls on it. Paulie Shaw performing there. This guy who I don't really know. A lot of people who don't really perform there usually. Okay, these are probably standard people that perform their headliners, right? Elijah Schlesinger, Fahim Manoir, Tony Rock. But it's kind of changed. It's not the same group of people, you know? Even this one, Horribly Funny. Quite a few lames there that I don't really recognize. It's completely changed the lineup of people that perform there. This one, Paulie Shaw, Maj Jabrani, Rick Ingram. Don't really know these guys too tough. This is a good lineup though. Annie Lederman had a fucking good lineup here, didn't she? This is a really good lineup. Annie Lederman and Friends. It features, what's his name? John Mulaney, someone called Caroline Raya, Ian Edwards, and Dave Spade. That's a really good lineup. Not gonna lie, really fucking good lineup. By the way, why are her hands that way? That's an awful pose. Why does she have her thumbs in the inside of her shorts? Is she like propositioning Brendan to like feel her snatch or something? What's that about? What's that pose? So odd place to put your hands in it. What's that about? Anyway, who knows? Either way, if I'm Brendan, I'm really pissed off that I can't form the Comedy Mothership because look how much fun it is there. Imagine that's why I get why Brendan. That's why I understand why Brendan unfollowed the Comedy Mothership. I get why he unfollowed them. Because imagine you're Brendan and you open up the app and you see this. You see a picture of Jelly Roll giving Tony Hinchcliffe a big smoosh in the club with a fucking bedazzled watch on, a big diamond. Tony Hinchcliffe looks like he's sun-kissed, right? He looks like he's really enjoying this moment also because, you know, there's a suggestion out there, allegedly, that Tony Hinchcliffe might be, might be fond of the bussies, allegedly. Who knows? I'm just saying what I see on the internet. But imagine if you're Brendan and you're just taking your time, chilling with your kids, having a good time, playing catch with T, trying to get him to be the next fucking Iotani. I forgot what that fucking Japanese guy's name is, right? And then you open your phone and you see this. Heartbreaking, right? Everybody's smiling, loving life, right? Getting paid to perform at the best comedy club in the world with Rogan, the best podcaster comedian in the world, right? All this amazing stuff, and you're at home, right? All this cool shit happening, all the good vibes, even in the rain. They give out free anoraks, right? You're fucking loving it. Look at all these guys, right? Look at all these comedians. Ugh, comedians flexing muscles, so funny. I don't blame him for unfollowing the account. You see Rogan there. Look at that smile. Rogan doesn't smile like that anymore when he does the fucking fight companion with Brendan and Brian. By the way, Rogan's head. Oof. In real life, he must have a fucking... What hat size do you think Rogan is in New Eras? Because I've got a big head, and when I used to wear New Eras, my head shape size was 7 5/8. Do you think Rogan has an 8? Is Rogan an 8? Is he an 8.3? Is he an 8.5? Because I was 7 5/8, but Rogan must be an 8. Easy. So yeah, I don't blame Brendan for unfollowing him. You got a video clip here, and Tony Hinchcliffe looking sun-kissed and rich. You got look at this image of fucking Christina P looking at everyone's mum on stage, Rolex on, diamonds, rings, Cartier bracelets and shit, like living life, bro. And Brendan's just at home, you know, trying to make that orange pickup truck work. Yo, big up, appreciate you.
I wonder if they had any personal pizzas left after Jelly slid through that MF.
No way. Oh, fuck, you know, no fucking way. What? Excuse me? What? No fucking way. Big up NJ Ranger, appreciate you, bro. Duncan Trussell, by the way. wearing a Gucci shirt. Life must be good. Don't get me wrong. It's fucking covered in cum stains and stuff, but life must be good. Even Duncan Trussell is balling out. And he's not somebody that usually cares about name brands, but Duncan Trussell out here in the fucking, that good double G polo. Loving fucking life. Look at this. So much fun. Derek Poston, Brendan's former writer, right? Former intern. Former BGL on King and the Sting. Absolutely loving it at the fucking, Mothership. He's the main MC there, if I'm not mistaken, right? He's the main MC there at the Mothership. Always introducing people, having a fucking blast. I don't blame Brendan for unfollowing it. I don't blame Brendan for unfollowing that page. Who's this guy? Is that Chappelle Lacey's dad? Who's that? Someone called Mr. J. Dolly. Mr. D. Jolly. I thought that was Chappelle's dad. Continue. Look at this. So much fun people are having. Oh, this guy, this kid that looks really young, but he's really old. He's now performing at the Mothership after being on Kill Tony. What a fucking great place. Look at this clip. Another image. Shane Gillis laughing at Rogan. Oh my God, Rogan, thank you for making me so rich, Rogan. Yay, we got money. Rogan, I love you. You buy me all the Bud Lights in the world when I come and podcast with you. It's so much fun. We get fucked up and we have fun. Can you blame Brendan? Can you blame Brendan for unfollowing the Mothership? Seeing that picture. Come on, man. Let's cut B Shorb some fucking slack, right? Let's cut Ben Shorb some slack. He's online, doing his thing, hanging with his kids, pretending he's a family man, and then he opens up Instagram and he sees this. I'd be heartbroken too. Shane Gillis is basically the new Brendan Schaub. He's basically replaced that big oaf type of hole in Rogan's life. But he's far more talented, far funnier, far successful, right? Far more successful. Damn it, man. I don't blame him. Look, it's like they're on stage together. They had a little duo. Little duo there. Huh? Little two people duo. Look at all the funnies going to Rogan's head. Look at all the funny jokes leaking out of Rogan. Rogan is so funny. The jokes are leaking out of his brain. Leaks are they're trying to escape out of his brain. It's so fucking funny. He can't handle it all. His fucking cranium is about to burst. I like this guy as well. This is what's his name? Harlan Williams. Yeah, he's funny. I like him. Brian Simpson's there having a fucking great time. Look at all these guys. Even this guy who's not super funny, David Lucas, he's having a fucking blast over there. Another comedian that has to thank Brendan Schaub for his career, right? Without Brendan, we don't get David Lucas. Not kill Tony. It wasn't Tony Hinchcliffe. It wasn't Lucio Gomez. No. Brendan was responsible for David Lucas. Look at all these people. This guy, Derek Poston's friend, Eshan Jamad, right? Eshan, whatever his name is. Another former writer of Brendan's. Having a blast there. Can you blame Brendan for unfollowing his page? Can you blame him? I don't. I really don't blame the guy, man. All this years being Rogan's friend, being the #1 host on there, guest on the fucking Rogan Experience, and he doesn't even give it. That's the thing. Think about it, guys. Think about it. Rogan was okay to have Brendan perform at Joe Rogan and Friends at the Comedy Store. But somehow, now that things have changed, now that he's got his own club, suddenly he has standards. Nah, you can't perform here. I have standards. Where were the standards when you had me perform at the Comedy Mothership when I was 1 year in, telling crappy UFC jokes? I'd be gutted if I was Brendan. I'd be like, you know what? I know you gave me a career. I know you practically gave me my family. I know you practically gave me my wife. I know you practically gave me all my cars, all my shoes, right? I know you practically gave me all the money I spent on booze. I know you gave me all those things, but I want more. It's not enough. Give me all the cars you don't use and give me another career. Give me a second lease of life out here in Austin. I want more Daddy Rogan. Like, he has every right to say that. Every fucking right. Every right. Look at this. More Shane Gillis stuff. More Tony Hinchcliffe stuff, right? Fucking hell. Shane for Matt and Shane. Brian Simpson. Derek Poston. Look at the smile on Derek. Look at that. That's a man that's getting paid. That's a man that has consistent work, consistent bookings, right? Loving fucking life. And Papa's at home pretending to be a good dad. Eh? Look, even Sanaz is there. Even Sanaz is able to perform at the Comedy Mothership, guys. Even Sanaz got a gig. Sanaz is just a year into stand-up, and of course she got a gig at the fucking Comedy Mothership. I'd be fucking hot too if I was Brendan. You hired this intern and now she's performing. First Eric Griffin and now her. I'd be fucking pissed too. I get it, man. I get why Brendan unfollowed the Comedy Mothership. I absolutely get it. I absolutely understand why he did it. I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. Because he's never going to perform there, ever. Now, especially now since he's quit comedy, or he's taken a step back. What a life. What a fucking life. R.I.P. Brendan's loving with the Comedy Mothership. R.I.P. Brendan's loving with the Comedy Mothership. Next, look at this clip. This is pretty crazy because if I'm not mistaken, this is some random wrestling podcast, but somehow Brendan Schaub's name comes up when discussing, I think it's like, what does it say? Ego or something. Can you imagine that? These random dudes, right, are on the podcast and they're talking about ego, right? Or people who have one, or people with fake it till you make it syndrome and shit. And the first name that pops into their head, who they don't mention, is Papa. That is a real sad indictment of how you're perceived. If the first thing people think about when they think of ego is Brendan, word association game. When people think ego, when people think unearned confidence, when people think Delulu, the first thing they think of is B. Schaub. Crazy. Let's play this clip. Courtesy of the Fight and the Kids subreddit. Let's play this clip. Fucking crazy this clip is.
I get your ego, but why would somebody...
Ego. So there's a. I know a lot of guys who worked at the UFC for so long. I'm not going to mention the name. I don't want to embarrass this person, but they have Chael Sonnen envy because their channel is nothing like as well as Chael Sonnen's or Michael Bisping's, and they were like, "Well, I'm just going to buy views," and I begged this person not to, and I walked them through exactly why this is a terrible, terrible idea. Like, well, I've got a sponsor who's paying me 20 grand. I'm going to reinvest 10 in boosting it. I was like, it just doesn't work like that. You can't game the system. What you can do, and there's a facility on the back end of YouTube, is that if you have a 30-second promo, you could boost that. But that's basically an advertisement. That's no different from saying this Saturday on pay-per-view, Hogan versus Sting at Starrcade, don't miss it. But what you can't do when you buy views for your actual videos, you are baffled. YouTube has 6 algorithms. All they do is trying the best they can every day to serve the right content to the right people. And when you add thousands of bots into it, you're giving them shit information.
But that's the thing. That's funny, though. That's the thing that's really funny about this clip. This guy is convinced that buying views isn't like a smart decision. Not smart. Isn't worth it. I forgot what the actual phrase was, right? But the funny thing is that we've seen through various episodes of this stream and other podcasts we've watched from afar, the podcast advertising industry is made for scamming. Everybody scams. It's basically a fucking, it's basically incentivized because these podcast advertising platforms are incentivized to spend money on placing ads on podcast. The podcasts themselves are then incentivized to fake their numbers to get more ads they put on the podcast. The advertisers themselves don't see a return on it because the numbers are fake. So, any fucking, unique fucking code or whatever they use for their ads, they probably get 0 fucking click-through rate, maybe in the low double digits. But it all kind of keeps it going because it makes the company look good if they, allocate certain amounts of ads to certain pods. The pods look good if they fake the numbers because it makes them look more successful. It makes the company more successful. The pod then increases their reach by having more podcasts underneath their fucking umbrella, and it goes on and on and on and on. In the case that he mentioned, if allegedly this is Brendan they're talking about, and he had to really convince him not to do the fake views, but he still did in the end, it does make some sort of financial sense. Think of it. If you're Brendan and you get given 20 grand by an advertiser and you take 10 of that grand to buy fake views, it's actually a smart play because guess what happens? When you buy 10,000 worth of fake views, it's almost like you're doing it knowing full well that you're going to burn that first company. The first company is going to pay you 20 grand, realize you didn't give them 20 grand worth of value they're not gonna up your contract. But if it's a 6-month contract for 20 grand, after the 6 months they're gone anyway. But because you spend that 10 grand or the 20 on more fake views, you have another advertisement to kind of to replace them. So it's almost a little bit like a Ponzi scheme, a little bit Ponzi-ish. You're taking money from one, and you're kind of moving it around. Obviously, there will come a point in time where it will come to an end. But so far, it's worked pretty well for them. They've been able to keep rinse and repeat in this fucking cycle of like taking big money from one brand, allocating a little bit of that to buy fake views. Then when that money runs out, getting another brand to give you money because of the fake views you got, and then continuing. It actually does work. That's the fucked up thing about it. It actually does fucking work. And the person that suffers the most are the companies that, especially the ones that actually are trying to make a business or actually trying to make money. But then I also think it's on you too to do a little more due diligence. You have to actually get into the weeds. I'm sure there are some advertiser platforms that are a little bit more strict about, numbers, and they are able to kind of gauge if somebody's faking the views and shit. But the majority of people out there are scamming a lot, and it's a very lucrative opportunity, which is probably why a lot of podcasts have gone away as well. There's just not enough money to keep that shit coming and flowing. But it's been quite profitable for Brendan and Browning. It's been very profitable. And I remember we actually realized when we were kind of looking, when we were on the stream, when the whole Cast Media shit went down, do you remember we realized, that was the reason why Brendan probably has so many podcasts? Because for some reason, which is really, really different from the music industry, podcast, the industry or business is definitely way more favorable to the podcaster than it is to the podcast networks or advertisers. Music industry is completely different. But I remember we found out, like in real time when we were kind of talking about it on the stream, basically you can negotiate different advertisement deals for each of your podcasts. So if an advertiser, let's say it's fucking Harry's, the shaving people, right, or whatever, if they sponsor your pod, or they want to sponsor 3 of your pods, you can have different deals for all 3. And you can get a check from all 3. So it's not like they advertise across the board on all your podcasts, you just insert the ads. No, you can have specific ads for each different one. So that's why so many podcasters have so many different pods. It's not like they just have one. They have another one for sports, another one for USC, another one for fucking reality TV stuff. So you can just keep maximizing the fucking advertisements. And again, who loses that then? The listeners. You get fucking loads of ads, and you also get, a shitty product because they're just doing it for the money. It's pretty wild. It's pretty fucking wild. But again, what do I know? Big up Coffeezilla, aired at PBD years ago. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Coffeezilla is fucking amazing. I love Coffeezilla. Yeah, exactly. Big up Jared Millerick. I need to jump in the scam. Yeah, I wish I could too. I just don't really. I don't care enough, but I don't know. I just would hate to win that way. That's just me personally. I would hate to win by just like faking the funk. It's just not for me personally. Yeah, I'm not that worried about my image. Do you know what I mean? I'd rather just quote unquote win the real way, the true way, because I think that's probably why Rogan has been able to get so far. I'm not gonna lie. It might be part of the reason. Rogan's never really been in a whole like fake it till you make it, faking the view type of thing. He's just been doing his own thing, obviously for super long. But now it's all come to it's all come to his benefit, because now he's got a legit fan base, legit audience. So there's no need to fake numbers anyway. And he only gets bigger now, especially with the guests and stuff, blah, 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 blah. So I think the long game is actually the best way to go about things. Obviously, the short game, you can drastically change your life, right? Brendan went from getting knocked out in the UFC to like leaving and driving Ferraris and shit. That's a pretty good come up. Not a lot of UFC fighters, especially of his level, of his caliber, did that. The fact that he was able to do that was because he was, willing to do the scam and jumped in on the scam super early. And he did it too when it was easier to do. I bet nowadays it's probably harder to run that scam because they're probably way more stringent background checks and stuff that they do on numbers and to figure out if if audio is really king. I bet you that's the case. Moving on. We got this great clip featuring Bill Burr and Bill Maher having this amazing debate where Bill Burr basically suns him at the end, but it's just more evidence of how much of a cunt Bill Maher is in general. But I do love the way that fucking Bill Burr fucking handled him. This is really, really good. Check this clip out. I'm sure some of you have already seen it already, but I think this is a really good clip actually. Like that to people, do you think? Is that another consequence of somebody who has never been punched in the face for their words? Why does he speak to people like that? Why is he so smarmy? You know? I love Bill. You know, Bill did that. He did that laugh to take the tension out of it and to like not snap, because I think if this was any other scenario, Bill would have tore into him. He leant back and did that laugh just to kind of like, okay, let's just relax because this guy's being crazy, but I'm not going to snap. I'm not going to go crazy. I'm not going to lose my temper. But Jesus Christ, what a fucking cunt. So insulting. The guy at the end of the bar, as if he's like, so the guy at the end of the bar is like, what, intellectually, you're intellectually superior than that person at the end of the bar. Why? Because you use big words, because you wear glasses, because you do this fucking shitty late night TV show. Fuck off.
What? Now who's not letting somebody...
Bill Burr, absolutely masterclass there in terms of like not biting when somebody's clearly being a cunt, not kind of lowering yourself to their level, but also reminding them like, hey, you're not talking to a fucking dummy. Do you know what I mean? Because God almighty, what a condescending, obnoxious piece of shit this fucking old guy is. What a cunt. What a fucking cunt. Really fucking is. Really fucking is. But well done to fucking Bill Burr for being a legend that he is and not fucking biting and just reminding him of who the fuck he is. Let's move on. There's another one too, actually, that I wanted to talk about regarding Bill Maher, which is this clip of regarding Steve-O from a few days ago. I, for one, as much as I don't like Bill Maher, I like his show. I think him as a person is a bit of piece, can be a bit of a cunt. But in this particular clip, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of side with Bill Maher in this. I don't know what you guys think. I'm sure some of you guys have seen this, Steve-O complaining about Bill Maher and how he treated him and shit. But I kind of side with Bill Maher in this scenario. Let me know what you think in the stream chat. Who do you side with? Are you on Team Bill or are you on Team Steve?
I did say something that I watched a piece of your appearance on Bill Maher's show.
Yeah.
And I found the way he spoke to you to be rather insulting. I don't need you to...
Look at how he doesn't answer. PPD wants to, he plays playing the Hollywood game, doesn't answer, just want to be quiet. Nope. Not going to bite on that one. I want to go on his show, mate. You know what I mean? That show's going to make me millions. He's going to help me afford my fucking new mansion I want to buy down in Florida. So I ain't biting.
Respond to that. It's more of a comment than a question. Are you a guy who enjoys smoking marijuana or breathing in marijuana?
Marijuana is very good for me, but I don't smoke weed. Every time I've enjoyed.
Of course you don't smoke. Let me even say, I don't smoke weed. Of course you don't smoke weed. You sound like an undercover cop. Do you know what I mean? Hey guys, anybody got any weed? Anyone have any molly? Where can I get some good cocaine from here? I don't smoke marijuana. Of course you don't. We can tell. Don't worry, we can tell.
But man, I haven't done that for God knows. Mid to late 20s last time, so mid 20s. Yeah.
I bring that up because for me, I'm a clean and sober guy. Like, it's very important that I maintain my sobriety.
How long have you been?
Approaching 16 years.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
I knew you had. I didn't know it was 16 years.
I'm about to be sweet 16.
Good for you, bro. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. And there's nothing, like really, there's nothing that I value more than my sobriety. There's nothing more that I protect than my recovery. And I found it kind of upsetting.
Marijuana is very good for me.
Very short and very sweet message there. Big up NJ Ranger. Marijuana is also very good with me. To be fair, I don't really smoke the marijuana because obviously it's not legal here in the UK, so I don't smoke it. But when I have had some marijuana in the past in countries where it's legal, I've noticed that I just sleep a lot. In countries where it's legal, I can't really have marijuana in countries where it's legal and be social in countries where it's legal. I just default to just sleeping in countries where it's legal. So that's why I don't advocate for smoking marijuana in countries where it's legal or illegal, because it just doesn't do well with your system. But big up all the marijuana smokers, especially in countries where it's legal. Big up NJ Ranger.
When the Bill Maher podcast, which I saw you on, reached out, and they his thing is he smokes pot the whole time while he interviews people, and I said, hey, I'd happily go on there, but could he, while I'm on, out of respect for my sobriety, could he refrain from smoking pot? He
said no.
He said no, that's a deal breaker.
Wow.
Okay, I personally think in this scenario, Steve-O needs to get a fucking grip. Well done on your sobriety. Well done on not, succumbing to the temptations of doing the stuff that was obviously very destructive for your life for 16 years nearly, especially in this industry. Well done for turning yourself around. It's not easy to really do that sort of stuff. Well fucking done. Congrats, clap, celebration. A lot of people in this position would have ended up probably dead, would have probably ended up in a bad situation. Look at how Bam Margera's kind of been up and down over the years. Cool, we get it. But your sobriety is really your business. You don't then have the right to control what other people do because you're sober. Even if it's an interview. If Bill Maher's interview style is that he smokes pot, he does a line, he injects fucking heroin, he takes a pill before he does something, that's his business. If you don't want to be around that, don't be around that. Big up.
Great job.
Yeah, great job. Exactly. Yeah. Big up Adizi. Big up Adizi. I appreciate you. But regardless of what your sobriety journey is, you don't have a right to tell somebody else what they can and cannot do around you. Yes, to be courteous, if he wanted to be a great host, maybe he could accommodate your things, but he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to. It's your thing. It's your situation. It's your business, not our business or not his business. To expect people to kind of bend to your will is a little bit, I wouldn't say egomaniacal. I wouldn't say self-absorbed. I wouldn't say self-centered. But it's a little bit much, Hey, do you mind if you do? It's like, bro, how about you just don't come on the show then, if it's that big of an issue? How about we just do it over Zoom if it's that big of an issue? I kind of side with Bill Maher on this, even though I think Bill Maher's a cunt. And I think he definitely does a kind of person who does deserve to get like backhand slapped by somebody or slapped with somebody's left hand just to kind of teach him a lesson. But in this position, in this situation, I kind of side with Bill Maher. Let me know in the stream chat who you side with.
And Mike Tyson's podcast is called Hotboxing. Like the whole point, like, be real. All of these prolific potheads, I've been on their shows, and it wasn't so important to them to blow marijuana smoke in my face.
I did not know that.
For Bill Maher, it was a deal.
He's also insulting, but like he likes to, like, you can't do drugs anymore, fair, but then insulting people that do drugs and kind of mocking it to blow marijuana smoke in the air. It's like, bro, if he wants to smoke marijuana, if he wants to smoke fucking meth, whatever, let him do what he wants to do. Crack, it is what it is. You can't handle it. Don't be around the guy. It's not that difficult. Could he be a gentleman? Could he be a great host and be accommodating of your needs? Fair. Yes, he could. But he doesn't want to. And unfortunately, Bill Maher, for some people, is very successful. So, what can you do?
Deal breaker. And I found, and maybe that's why, whenever you kind of see through the lens. So I watched you and the way you spoke to it. I could probably see him say the most innocuous thing and find it insulting.
Yeah, I understand why he's annoyed. I get it. All that good work you've been doing, and I'm sure most people in his life, when he does ask them to accommodate his sobriety and to keep that in mind, I think most people do him a favor, right? Most people do that. But you can't go through life expecting everybody to treat you that way. It's just not. It just doesn't make any sense. Not everybody in life is going to look out for your best interest. Not everybody in life is going to be accommodating to your needs. And, you ask the question, hey, can he not refrain from smoking during my interview? They said no. It's not like a question that people have to say yes to, that they are obliged to fucking bend to your fucking needs to. I don't know. I think this kind of stuff is, if anything, it kind of makes Steve-O look a bit mad as well, because it means that everywhere he goes, people have to be always aware of his sobriety. He always has to mention it, like a fucking person that's into fucking CrossFit, talking to you about CrossFit all the time, talking to you about fucking veganism all the time. It's like, it's fucking boring, bro. I get you're going through what you're going through and you're doing what you're doing for your life and you've done a lot of amazing things, but cool. It's not my business. I don't give a fuck. It's like somebody trying to show you pictures of their kids. Like, I don't care. Leave me the fuck alone. Where the hose at? You know, like I don't know, man. I find this sort of stuff like weird, like asking people these type of things and then being surprised when they have an answer that it's not that you don't like. It's like, come on, brother. Come on. Be fair in this situation. Be fair, okay? Please be fair. Please be fair. Okay, moving on. We got this clip, courtesy of the Joe Rogan subreddit, features the one and only Anthony Jeselnik, who's saying he has now had enough. Anthony Jeselnik has had enough of comedy podcast. He's had it up to here. He doesn't care about you motherfuckers anymore. Even though he has his own comedy podcast, even though he does still does stand up, even though he does still go to separate the same places, he's had enough of promoting specials on comedy podcasts. He wants to do things differently. Here, Anthony Jeselnik air out his grievances with the Joe Rogan crew and others.
The special finally drops. I'm just excited for people to see it in the reaction. And I'm thinking about the press. I'm about to start talking to my publicist. I don't know what I'm going to do. And I'll be dead serious here. I don't want to do the podcast rounds.
I feel him on that one. I'm not going to lie. It is quite boring to see the same name, especially if you've got an app that you use to listen to podcasts and you scroll through in the morning. It's pretty annoying to see all your favorite comedy podcasts have the same name. Like David Tell has basically done like every fucking podcast. Every podcast where people laugh and they sit in front of two short SMB7s. David Tell's been there. So it's kind of, it's exhausting. You're like, okay, once you listen to one, you're not going to listen to fucking the other four. So that whole podcast run thing promo for the special is super annoying. It's weird because I don't know about you guys, but I've been listening to comedy podcasts for a long time. And I remember in the beginning, it wasn't like this. In the beginning, they would pick like one or two, maybe sometimes three of their most favorite ones or the ones that they know they're going to get the most views on, and then just focus on that. So it's either somebody that you got good chemistry with is going to create a good time, or just a platform that you know you're going to get the most views on. So I remember there was a time back in the day where some comedians just would only go on Rogan to promote their special, and obviously on their own fucking podcast. But they wouldn't do Rogan, then do Bad Friends, then do fucking Tiger Belly, then do Matt and Shane's, then do Theo's. No, they just do one, and then maybe another one. But that's it. But nowadays they do everything. It's like a world tour, plus the fucking stuff they're doing on, non-comedy podcasts like Barstool and all this type of stuff. It's just too much, bro. It's just too much. In some respects, it's not too much because, in the world of content creation, there's always somebody out there that's willing to put your shit on the background while they're fucking, changing their kids' diapers, or while they're working on their car, or while they're fucking taking a shit. That's true. But I think for the comedian, the ROI or the return on time, probably the ROT, isn't high, I'd imagine. If you really want to look at the numbers, if a comedian does go and do the whole podcast rounds, it probably isn't a good, ROT. Think about going on all the top podcasts, think about the average amount of views that they get, and then think about trying to convert those views to your own special. It's pretty difficult. It's a good lead generator, but it's not going to go all the way to the end. Do you know what I mean? That's one of those things that's a bit hard to kind of figure out, hey, how much does it actually benefit me to go on Rogan? Because sometimes maybe there is a scenario. This is another thing to keep in mind for a comedian. If you're out there, if you're doing that type of stuff, maybe there is a scenario where Rogan isn't the best option for you. Maybe actually going on smaller pods, or pods that don't have as big as a reach as Rogan's, might actually do more for your numbers on your special than actually going on the biggest pod. Maybe, because maybe the biggest pod, it's only the biggest comics get the most out of it. Or the ones that have maybe a close affinity with fucking Rogan. But I understand why he's annoyed by it, because it is quite boring to go on the same pods, share the same stories, or what they do nowadays. Because I think in the past they would use it more as a chance to do like a mini interview where you kind of speak about your process of making a special. But now it's not. Now they try and do a thing where they go on every pod and they try and act like they're not a guest. They try and act like they're just a co-host. Try and fake familiarity. It's a bit odd as well. So I'd rather you just go on their pods and just have a fucking interview, comedian to comedian. It's a bit navel gazy, but at least it'll be something. Hey, how did this come together? How many recordings did you do? Blah, blah, blah. Do you like to do theaters or clubs? All that stuff would probably work better than trying to pretend they're a co-host and they just happen to pop by when really they're promoting a fucking Netflix special or something.
I'm like disgusted with the state of comedy and podcasting. And I'm going to talk to this guy and be like, I don't want to go on the same 5 shows that everyone goes on. If I could not do any podcasts to promote this special.
Why?
Because I'm sick of it. It feels like really lame. I think it's played out. And it's predictable that I just don't want to. And the things I talk about in the special, I'm not looking forward to going on and basically talking to the people that I'm shitting on to promote my special.
Is that a little bit of a pussy thing? So you're going to be shitting on the Rogan crew, but then you're not willing to talk to them about the shitting on you're going to be doing to them. You'd rather just do it and just leave it, let it exist. A little bit cowardly, no? Kind of cowardly? I know it's an awkward conversation because there's more of the Rogan crew than of Andrew Jeselnik out there, probably. But kind of cowardly that you'd think so. Plus, I think him going on Bert Kreischer's pod might actually be a good thing. That combativeness, their opposing sort of like views on certain things might actually make for better content. Might actually make for a much more it might be more beneficial to him in terms of views as well. In terms of actually getting some return on investment, some return on time. Sitting down with the Rogans, with the Bill Burrs, with the Bert Kreischers, with the Tom Seguras of the world. It actually might be beneficial too.
So we'll see. But I don't love... Our podcast is different. But I don't love...
I'd love to... Yeah, he doesn't see Brendan. I'd love to see Anthony Jeselnik, this version, where he's not playing nice, where he's not trying to just, keep his head down and do his thing. This version of Anthony Jeselnik, where he's really honest about his opinions on the scene and the Rogan extended universe. I would love to see him on The Fire and the Kid. I think it would be fantastic. Him on The Fire and the Kid would be so good. It would be fucking one of the best podcasters ever, unironically. To see Brendan and Brian trying to make him laugh or kind of a bit nervous or, walking on eggshells around him. And then there would inevitably be a topic where he just would be fed up of he'd be fed up of trying to pretend like he's cool with them and just like say something really cunty, and then it'll kind of, it'd be entertaining. That would be good fucking podcasting. That's something I'd pay for on the Patreon for sure. Anthony Jeselnik on The Fire and the Kid. That would be fucking brilliant.
What about you do have friends that do podcasts and they don't need to dive into like your topics from the show. You could just have you can just have your hour hang with Whitney. We'll see.
I think I think Jason Whitlock has already said he'd have me on.
Jason Whitlock. That's hilarious. That would be such a shit show. I'm surprised he's still around, to be fair. Fair play to Jason Whitlock, man. He's very resilient, that guy. Talks a lot of shit. Very unlikable. Has a insanely round, almost chocolatey sized head, right? Looking head, sorry. But he survived, man. He's very resilient. He survived a lot of I won't say cancellation attempts, but deplatforming attempts. You know what I mean? Livelihood taking away attempts. He survived a lot. Big up Jason Whitlock. He's very resilient.
Tucker, I can get on his X show.
That'd be good. Tucker Carlson would be good, actually.
Ben Shapiro, I'd love to go on there. I don't know. And the one thing, I wanted to talk to you about is
I might literally have an in for that.
No, that would be great.
I might.
You know what actually would be better if he went on Cody Co. What's that? Is it Tiny Meat Gang? Are they still around? Why doesn't he do that instead? Forget all the fucking LA comedian types. Go on the Tiny Meat podcast, bro. Go on Tiny Meat podcast. That would be so good. I would fucking love to see that. Right? TMG Studios with fucking Cody and with Cody Co and Noah. Or Noel. Cody Co and Noel. That would be fucking fun. I'd love to see him on there. Or in Theo's.
Literally.
Netflix has...
Anyway, yeah, that's Anthony Jeselnik. He's unhappy with the podcast rounds and comedians and shit. He wants to do things differently, but he just doesn't know what he wants to do. And I feel him on that one. I fucking feel him. It's hard. Big up Crash. Appreciate you, brother.
Comedians love glazing each other on podcasts. The only thing that they enjoy more is talking shit about each other. Thanks for keeping us all alive, AZ.
Yeah, no worries, Crash. Thank you for joining in. Yeah, for sure. Like, I really, this is going to be something to say. So, on the subject of what Crash said here, I've been recently watching episodes of Nadav's podcast, right? Nadav. I really don't mind it, you know. I watched the recent episode he did with, what's his face? With the former Tim Dillon guy, Ben Avery. Pretty decent episode. But when I was watching it, I realized that this is a part that people hate about comedy podcasts, about how they talk too much about comedy and the industry. So I was thinking, you have to be really dedicated to comedy to listen to a former producer of a big comedy podcast doing a podcast about being a producer and the inside of it with another producer of a former big pod. You know what I mean? This has to be, you have to be really in the weeds of stand-up to really be into this sort of stuff. But for me, because of my DJing stuff and stuff that I do, I see a lot of correlations with stand-up, with comedy, with stand-up, with DJing. So when they talk about a lot of businessy type of stuff and the marketing sort of stuff, I sort of relate to my DJ side of things. Okay, like here's what I can take and kind of learn from it. But when I was listening to this the other day when I was in the shower, I was like, fucking hell, it's a bit mad, isn't it? To be spending your free time listening to some producer guy talk to another producer guy about the business of stand-up. It's a bit like, this is ultimate fucking like self-industry glazing. So it's even worse on another level when it's comedians, because at least with these guys, you know, it's like talking about work. It's like when you're at work, it's hard not to talk about work with your work colleagues outside of work because you know each other from work. So these two guys work in the same industry, so it's natural that they're only going to be talking about this. But if you're not into this stuff, it's hard to sell this. You know, it's hard to sell this type of content. Like, if you know, like, especially if you don't find the guys funny, if you don't find these comedians funny, it's hard to give a fuck about them talking about comedy and how to make it and the business. It's difficult to give a shit about all that stuff. But just a little segue on that one. You know, I don't know. I quite enjoy it. I'm not gonna lie. At first, it was annoying, but I quite enjoy the Dove's YouTube channel.
After watching that episode, I realized why Tim pissed on Ben Avery.
Oh yeah, for sure. I also big up Theodore. Appreciate that. Appreciate you. I definitely realized also that it's surprising it actually lasted so long, because Ben Avery doesn't strike me as just wanting to be a Jamie. He clearly wants to do more, and he clearly sees himself as more as well. So I think with Tim Dillon, you need somebody a little bit more subservient. You need somebody that's willing to play the background role or willing to play the second fiddle role, like for real. I think Ben Avery had too many of his own opinions, too many of his own views, too many of his own dreams and aspirations. That's why it never worked out. And that, again, what Theodore says is right. Like, after listening to this, I definitely had a real understanding of, like, okay, now I get why they, you know, it ended up breaking up. Well, they ended up kind of parting ways. Now I get why they ended up parting ways also on bad terms. You know, personality wise, I get it. I completely get it. Completely get it. But there wasn't much about Tim Dillon actually in this episode. I think they purposely avoided speaking about him and why he ended it. But yeah, interesting episode. But I really did enjoy it. So big up Nadav. He's actually doing good things. When he first started his channel, I really wasn't fond of it, but he's actually doing pretty decent. The views are really good. The videos I think are pretty decent in terms of, again, if you're into all that inside baseball stuff, I think it's pretty fun to check out. But again, it's a very acquired taste because there's a lot of talk about stand-up industry. This, that. It's like it's a lot, and it's done very, like, you know, it's kind of done like in a glowing terms of like, oh my god, the industry is so amazing. It's like, is it though? Is it really amazing? I don't know. Anyway, talking about amazing, this clip is fucking fantastic, because this is one of the reasons why Bad Friends are so good, because of their chemistry, right? Because of Andrew Santino and Bobby Lee's chemistry. This is why this podcast is so good. And every time I see their chemistry, it reminds me always of like Eric Griffin. I feel like Eric Griffin was kind of reminded of his position within his friendship group when Bobby Lee decided not to do a podcast with him, but did a podcast with Andrew Santino. Because I don't even think Bobby Lee and Andrew were that close friends before they started the pod, but he probably realized that they just work better. They're just way better chemistry, and obviously he prefers to work with Andrew over Eric, because Eric is a bit of a dour miserable, negative cunt. But this always reminds me of him when I watch it. I'm like, shit, imagine how much you must feel as Eric Griffin, knowing that your friend kind of ditched you for Andrew, but it's working and it's super successful. But listen to this clip. This is really funny.
This doesn't interfere for our friendship and our chemistry and our show, right? Yeah. But you really need to pay the next time because you're crossing a line. And I believe that you're.
Let me tell you something right now.
I'm not done talking.
No, you are done. Let me tell you something right now, you little fucking piece of shit. Now, let me tell you something. I paid for the biggest dinner we ever had.
Which one?
You fucking fat turd.
Which one?
You fucking fat piece of shit.
Remember our fucking Christmas dinner
and you
with
ordered fucking 5 appetizers. Where? You ordered the whole fucking menu. Seafood Tower, fat ass. Fucking 4 tomahawks. Fuck you. Shut the fuck up.
You paid for that?
You fucking right I did.
I'm sorry then.
Goddamn right.
That's all you have to say.
I think Bobby enjoys being that guy in his group. That's why I think a lot of the stuff that he cries about, being bullied and stuff, it's just for attention. He loves the attention. That's why he's a consummate comedian. Proper loves the attention. Like, just wants people to look at him, pay him attention, positive or negative. Getting shouted at, getting bullied, getting punched up by Ari, it doesn't matter. Pay me attention. So the fact that he has Andrew like literally like, you know, screaming at him about this fucking stupid meal thing, who paid for it, he's loving it. He's loving it. And all Mag at the end, he takes out all the tension. I'm sorry. That's what Brian Callen should have said, right?
You fucking right I did.
I'm sorry then.
Goddamn right.
That's
fucking right I did.
I'm sorry then.
You fucking right I did.
I'm sorry then.
You fucking right I did.
I'm sorry then.
You fucking right I did.
I'm sorry then.
Goddamn right. You fucking right
I love that white guy rage, right? That dad rage. I love that dad rage. Really funny. I like this. I like this show. I'm not gonna lie. I enjoy listening to Bad Friends. Actually, a recent episode of Bad Friends with Tiger Belly with Bill Burr just dropped actually. Really funny. Check it out. But I enjoy Bad Friends. It's just funny. Again, similar to Matt and Shane's Secret Podcast, they don't try to be political or anything. They're just trying to be funny. And I appreciate them for that. I'm not gonna lie. I appreciate them for just being fucking funny. I appreciate them being funny. Big up Uche. Turned on a random Hulu show today. Eric Griffin was on it. What's the show, Uche? Is it a new show? What's the show? Is it a new show? Please let me know. What's the show? Is it a new one? Is it a new one? Was it a new one? Big up Screw. Anybody ever catch Bobby Lee to baby? I think Bobby doesn't really have any other friends. LOL. Yeah, true. Ben's funnier than Tim, but that's why Tim never really let him talk. Yeah, true. Good point. Anybody think? Actually, who watches Lemon Party? Do any of you guys watch Lemon Party? Is it okay? Cool. Eric Griffin Ghosted. What's that? Eric Griffin Ghosted. I never heard this show. In 2017. Ghosted. Oh, is that the one where he had a mustache? Okay, cool. Okay, I never watched this show. What the fuck is this? Ghosted. Let's see. What was this show? Ghosted. 2017. Oh, is that the one? That's the one there, right? This on Apple TV. What the fuck is Ghosted? I've never heard of this show. Ghosted. For 20th Century Fox Television, a cynical skeptic, Craig Robinson, and a genius true believer in paranormal, Adam Scott, are recruited by a secret government agency to look into the rampant unexplained activities of Los Angeles, all the while uncovering a large mystery that threatened to... Okay, no wonder this got cancelled. This sounds fucking garbage. No wonder it fucking got cancelled. What's the rating of it online? No wonder it got fucking cancelled. Jesus Christ. What do you get? 59% on Rotten Tomatoes, 6.3 on IMDb. Yeah, not surprised it got cancelled. Who directed it? Writers Tom Comica, Keith, and Eric Griffin was in this. Fair play. Actual legit actor. Okay, fair play. Fair play. Thank you, my dear Uchai. Okay, people saying Lemon Party is one of my favorite pods. Okay, nice. I need to check it out. I haven't listened to Lemon Party. But I see people always talking about it. I need to check out Lemon Party for sure. I need to check it out. I've never actually watched an episode of this. I think I might be subbed to their actual channel. I'm pretty sure I subbed to it. Yeah, I'm actually subbed to their channel. Actually, I am. So I need to check it out. I don't actually watch their episodes, but I need to check this out. They got a new one just dropped at the moment called what? What's it called? Frat Party Crash. They're only 76 episodes in. Do they take a lot of breaks? Only 76 episodes. Wow, Ted. They must do them very much spaced out, innit? Okay, cool. Well, I'll check it out. It mean I don't have much to fucking catch up on then. Nice. Big up Lemon Party. Big up the blood clot Lemon Party. Next clip. Courtesy of the Fire the Kids subreddit. What do you guys think of this? Do you think JJ Watt is talking about Brendan? Or do you think he's just making a general analogy for all people who use the term cup of coffee in the NFL? Cup of coffee. What do you guys think? Is JJ Watt talking about Brendan Schaub? Like, do you honestly think JJ Watt has Brendan Schaub on the brain when he's on a fucking English show, by the way? Stick to football. A British English-based show. Do you think he flew all the way to England and had a Brendan on the brain? I'm not too sure about this, but let's play it and let's see what you guys think.
So a lot of people will say, like, I played in the NFL for a cup of coffee because, like, they came in for their 4-week training camp, got cut, and they never actually played in a real NFL game or something.
Wow.
But that's another big difference between Premier League.
Cup of coffee. I think that, you know what? I'm going to say this as well. I bet you there are some people who use that term cup of coffee to give the impression that they were good enough to even have a trial period, whatever. Because in actuality, it's like, did you have a cup of coffee or were you there for one day? You know, were you there for a week? Did you pass the first cut? That's the real, like, you have to get into the details of it, because the cup of coffee phrase is too vague. Because if you say it, it means like, oh, you were there and you just didn't make the final cut of the team. That's actually quite a big achievement. But did you actually make it past the first day? Did you make it past the afternoon? Or did you get sent home after lunch? Like, that's the real question people need to know. But the cup of coffee thing makes it sound like you were there for the majority of the trial, you know? That's what it makes it sound like, which obviously isn't true. But yeah, like, how does it, let's just see if I can, how do NFL trials work? Let's see. What do they say here? Getting into the game. How do you try it for the NFL? Let's see this. Let's actually watch this. Let's go football operations. Let's see. What do they say here? There's probably going to be an easy way to fucking program this, right? This must be on YouTube. How to get into the NFL. Let's see what they say here. How the draft works, a beginner's guide to American football, how they train. Let's pick the first one. Let's see what they say here. Doesn't really explain anything, but who cares? Let's move on. I don't think JJ Watt was talking about Brendan, but it would be nice if he was. That would be really funny if he was talking about Brendan. I'm not going to lie. I don't think he was talking about him, but it would be fucking hilarious if he was. It really would be. Oh, God almighty. Let's continue this. There's another one. What's this one about? O.J. Simpson dies at 76. He was accused of murdering Hollywood actress Nicole Kidman. Oh my God, I just realized it says Nicole Kidman. Nicole Kidman, Nicole Brown, same thing. Oh, what a legend.
From
Correct.
the crime.
Like O.J. Simpson can't make money off.
When he was in jail, he couldn't make.
He couldn't. No.
Like, you can't profit off of the crime that you committed.
But like I thought he has that thing with the NFL where he gets money.
OJ does.
He
That's
retired.
different though. But that's just football.
Yes, football. It's not.
Like
I know, but
they're not paying him because he murdered Nicole Kidman.
Yeah,
they're paying him because he rushed for 2,000.
You see, they both realized what he said, but this is what I don't like about those guys. Even Chappelle, like, I get it, but no amount of money, no amount of somebody paying your salary would ever let you make that much of a faux pas and not say something. I have to laugh. I have to comment on it. If you fire me because of that, cool, fire me. But you can tell, look at their faces. They instantly heard him say Nicole Kidman. We're like, what? Nicole Kidman? But they didn't have the guts to say anything because, you know, Massa's talking. Nicole Kidman. One more time.
But that's just football.
Yeah, it's football. It's not.
Like,
I know, but
they're not paying him because he murdered Nicole Kidman.
Yeah.
They're paying him because he rushed for 2,000 yards for the Buffalo Bills.
I know, but like
Malik heard it. He was looking at Chappelle for help, but Chappelle's not your brother. Chappelle isn't your. Look at the. You know what? You can tell the funny thing about the black experience and growing up, how different it is for different people based on your upbringing. You can just tell from the quality of the haircuts what type of black person they are, right? It's sad, but it just is what it is, right? Look at his fade and look at Malik's fade. Look at his top, look at Malik's top. Look at his pants, look at Malik's pants. Look at his trainer. Do you know what I mean? It's pretty easy to see the different experiences and how people have grown up. Because Malik's looking at him like, nigga, did you hear this guy? What he just said? And Chappelle's like, boss. Oh, I got one more time, please. One more time. This is fucking brilliant. Nicole Kidman.
Football's not.
Like, I know, but they're not paying him because he murdered Nicole Kidman.
Yeah.
They're paying him because he rushed for 2,000 yards for the Buffalo Bills.
I know, but like while he was in prison, he was still getting that money.
Yeah.
So that money
from the crime.
Like O.J. Simpson can't.
Look at this guy, man. Big up Chappelle Lacey. He did well for himself. The fact that he left Brendan and now got past at the Comedy Store is fucking incredible. The fact that Malik now is killing it on social media, right? Malik is killing it. I think he actually got a new clipper actually at the moment. Let's see, is it Malik B on Twitter? He's actually got a new little sketch out. Yeah, he's got a new sketch out now. So Malik is killing it on Twitter and on other social media platforms. I'm sure he's doing pretty well on TikTok. He's beefing with Drewski for like, who's the king of this sort of like black sketch comedy shit he does. It's fucking hilarious, man. It's fucking hilarious how successful everybody is now since they've left fucking Brendan. You know, let's get this going. Let me actually lower the video so it's not too thingy. It doesn't buffer too crazy. Look at Malik. Look how well everyone's doing now they left Brendan. Fucking hilarious.
I apply pressure to pussy sweating, I got it. Then folks voicing for pistol, I'm shouting, I got it. I need to play the big guns. I ride rides. Your boyfriend let you ride the train? I'm just saying, if he was with me, you wouldn't even be on shit like this. My car just in the shop. I got money. Man, shit, money ain't nothing to me. You feel me? It's all you right here. $5? It's a start.
And yes, in case you're wondering, I am laughing because he's the same skin color as me. Yes. In case you're wondering. Is Agostino laughing because this guy's African American? Yes.
Cash over broke entertainment. This piece right here is like $85,000. Man, you better be cool riding with all that on the street. Oh no, don't worry about it, man. Everybody know I'm certified on here. All this shit. This is all VVs too, bro.
Jesus Christ. $4 million.
Run up to the sky, no more. Have mercy on me. You know, this costs like $30,000 for real. You know, you waiting for the train? I could have bought one. They just didn't have any available that day. What's your name, though?
Jesus Christ, bro. She is bodied up, innit? God damn, bro. Thicker than an absolute schneckers.
Hey, I forgot to show you this video of me that's just long stroking.
Sitting on a train with your bare legs like this must be a hazardous, isn't it, for a woman? You must go back home with like some rashes underneath your legs. Imagine if you're a woman sitting on your bare legs on public transport like this. That is risque. You might get back home with hep C, eczema, alopecia, you know, cancer. Like, god damn.
I was in rare form that day. Like right now or in the video? Hey, look, I'm in the pursuit looking for a new recruit. You got a little thing back there. Don't run from it. That's that mango chip. I'm familiar with that game.
So yeah, everybody's doing amazingly well ever since they left fucking B Shorb. What's it? Over 600,000 views on that one, so big up him. Not as much as Drewski though, right? Drewski's out here still fucking killing it more than anybody, unfortunately. I think he's got Malik B beat when it comes to the black man content game thing, right? This black man comedy content sketch comedy shit. He's definitely got fucking Malik B beat on that one. But let's see, what's he got? What's a new one? What's the new one he's got there? Actually, I got to go on media because he always fucking retweets everything everybody fucking sends him. So let me see what's the last sketch here, and then we're gonna move on. There we go. This is a good one. This is a new one, isn't it? Yes, a new one. I love how this is universal. This is fucking universal. The crackers at the fucking petrol stations going out their way to open the door for you like this and thinking they're gonna get money for it. Oh, hilarious.
I wait on you get back. I wait on y'all get back out.
No draws.
Appreciate it, bro. All right. And we spend change. That's my fault. You got my fault right now. You want free. You want my tour. What you talking about? Yeah, everybody keep putting. What's going on, y'all?
This is my favorite one. You guys have this, right? We have this in the UK. I'll keep telling you guys. Like, we have a guy that comes to my barber who sells like duvet covers, pillows, vases. He came last time with a flower. He had electric toothbrushes. Like, the stuff he's able to fucking sell. The stuff he's able to shoplift is incredible. He shoplifts some wild shit. Like a food processor, like what the fuck? How did you fucking steal this?
Some fresh business. Pick some carrots. Good, bro. I appreciate you. Good. I appreciate you, though. Fresh fruit. Out back.
The eyes, the cross eyes. I love it.
I appreciate you, though. All right. Hey, John. Boy. Hey, boy. Where that money on, boy?
Big up Joe at MIA. My Cuban barbershop has a guy that sells stolen MacBooks. Yeah, bro, honestly, man, like that should be a documentary in itself. That should be a YouTube video in itself. Fucking the guys that go to barbershops and buy stuff. And the really sad thing is that there's some barbershops that I've been to where the barbers put in orders, like especially during the winter. During Christmas, like they put in an order for certain meats and shit. They'll go and fucking ransack the meats and the steaks and stuff and sell them back to the guys. Like, it's fucking wild. Like a little shopping list. Like, get me this, get me that, get me that. It's fucking insane.
$10 parking all day. You work here? $10 parking, yeah. $10 parking. Go ahead, back here. I tell you, I'll show you how to back in. Come on. You work here? $10 parking here all day. Come on, back in.
What the fuck is this nigga doing in my car? Y'all.
This guy told me he could change my oil. Oh. Look at it.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I can always out here dancing. Yeah, no, Drewski's the best, man. Drewski's fucking hilarious. So Drewski and Malik B competing for black people's attention since way back. Since fucking way back. 6.5 million views though. Jesus, he's killing him. He's killing him. He's killing him, mate. He's fucking killing him. Alright, cool. Let's move on. We did Malik B loving. We did the JJ Watt things. What else we got here? He's a liar. This is too much of an up close of Bert, isn't it? Jeez, look at his face, bro. This is a Bert clip. It features him. It says he's a liar. He's a liar. Okay, cool. Let's see.
You know what's so funny? I played baseball with a guy named Danny Graves growing up in Tampa. Here's the deal, Danny. I'll tell you this. Spray cans.
That is the
what?
Danny Graves right here.
I'm from Tampa. I went to Brandon High School.
Buddy, I used to bat off you.
What school did you go to?
Jesuit.
You went to Jesuit? You were there with Brad Radke?
Brad Radke. I was his catcher. Danny Graves? Are you freaking kidding me?
Are you kidding me?
Danny Graves threw heat. Let me tell you something. This was what happened? Did you go to college and play?
He's a Reds Hall of Famer, Bert.
I did.
He is in the Reds Hall of Fame.
Wait, you went on to play pro?
Yeah.
I did. Are you lying? You're lying right now.
I swear to God.
He literally was just inducted.
Graves.
Oh no! Did he get called out? Is Bert lying? You could tell his face is lying, isn't it? Oh no!
Yep. into the Reds Hall of Fame.
Graves.
Yeah, I grew up.
Give him
This
some
is
tips here
crazy.
because I
Tinder
think he was
can't
a little
offer you this,
shy.
guys. Danny Graves and Bert Kreischer back together.
He's lying. You can tell he's lying in his face. He's lying, isn't it? No, he's definitely lying.
Jesuit.
You went to Jesuit? You were there with Brad Radke?
Brad Radke, I was his catcher. Danny Graves, are you freaking kidding me?
He might have known him, but they didn't play. I think he's lying. I think Bert's lying. Man. I don't know. I've got a feeling. I think he's lying, bro. So what's happening? Bert's on this show, and I guess on this show, Bert's talking about his, baseball experience and whatever, history, story, growing up. And he mentions this guy, Danny, and I guess they know about it. That's why they got him on the show. And this Danny Graves guy happens to be also the host of this show and also a former pro. But Bert doesn't know this. So he mentions the guy's name and he's like, yeah, that's me. And then the guy says, I don't remember playing with you, but Bert remembers playing with him. So somebody's lying.
That is the Danny Graves right here.
I'm from Tampa. I went to Brandon High School.
Buddy, I used to bat off you.
What school did you go to?
Jesuit.
You went to Jesuit? You were there with Brad Radke?
Brad Radke, I was his catcher. Danny Graves, are you freaking kidding me?
Are you kidding me?
Bodybuilding News believes Bert. Okay, fair enough. You have no evidence to say that he's lying. Bert almost, I'm pretty sure he played Division 1 and got a scholarship. They didn't play together. They played against each other. Okay. You're more than what you call it? You're more than open to believe the guy. But from what I'm seeing on this video clip personally, I think he's lying. I think he might have seen this Danny Graves play before, but he's making it seem like, they had these epic games against each other in school. Like the guy doesn't even remember playing his school in school. And a lot of sports people, if you ask them about their experience growing up and who they played against, they usually have good memories of who they played. He doesn't even remember playing his school. So I have a feeling Bert is lying. But if you want to believe him, you can, my friend.
It's Danny Graves through heat. Let me tell you something. This was what happened? Did you go to college and play?
He's a Reds Hall of Famer, Bert.
I did.
He is in the Reds Hall of Fame.
Wait, you went on to play pro?
Yeah.
I did. Are you lying? You're lying right now.
I swear to God.
He literally was just
Danny
inducted.
Graves.
Yep, into
Danny
the Reds Hall of Fame.
Graves.
Yeah, I grew up.
Give him some tips here because I think he was a little shy.
Danny Graves and Bert Kreischer back together.
I don't know. I don't know what to believe. Who knows who was right, who's wrong? But one thing's for sure, I don't believe Bert Kreischer. Moving on. New clip, courtesy of Brendan Schwabe. Brendan Schwab fucked up his car again. Somehow. Look at what happened to the Ford Lightning. What do you think is going on with this car, guys? Can you let me know in the stream chat? Guys in the stream chat who are car guys, what's going on? Did he buy a lemon? Or has he done some irreversible damage to the car with all the mods? Like, what's happening? Why does it keep breaking down? Or is that particular car known to be very unreliable? Because there's always something wrong with it. Always something. What the fuck is going on with this car? Man down. 90 miles per hour on the 405 hitting metal scraps on the highway is no bueno, kids. So you can see here the entire front wheel is bent and the tire's been pulled off of it or something. It's probably fucked up the axle as well, I'm assuming. But why the fuck does he always have these issues? It's not like he's driving off-road or anything. Like, why is it always fucking up? How? Maybe go back to your fish aquarium. Oh my God. Maybe go back to your fish aquariums. A lot dangerous. Fucking hell, bro. You have the worst luck with vehicles, my friend. Is it luck or is it just him being a bad driver or the car being horrible? It's a 20-year-old car. Yeah, okay, fair play, Bodybuilding News. It's a lemon and adding extra power with the mods will wear out the motor faster. No, he was good at baseball. He washed it away with the boozing. Okay, fair play. I have a 2008 Honda Accord. I know all about whips, AZ. Okay, fair play, Dark Web J. He can't do any reality show with Cliffhanger. Probably staged to get views. Uche thinks he just sat there and pulled the tire back from the rim so he could post it on Instagram. I could see that happening. I'm not gonna lie. I could see that happening. Brendan, kicking the fucking tire off the fucking tire, to kicking the tire off the wheel. Look, he's blinding one out. Yeah, it's just always something, and he wants to give this car away to somebody. He probably would better off just giving it to a garage or something, man. Don't let another person have to fucking, put up with this nonsense. It's not worth it. Can't Kibby Tech, make it clear they don't sponsor him, but they're always in the comments, innit? Trying to fucking clout chase. Fucking hell, Kibby Tech. Brian's Teslas don't have this many issues. Good point. Good fucking point. Brian's Teslas don't have these issues. At least you didn't flip this one. I think it's official. The universe is saying you need to give the whip away to a fan. Did he reply? No, he didn't. Driver error. I love this one. Driver error. User error. I love this. RIP Steve Jobs. The only solution is always more horsepower. Buddy has the worst luck with trucks. You can't drive. Allegedly 90. Oh, that sucks, man. You've been unlucky lately. Bro, be safe on the mean streets of LA, man. Bro. Yuck. It's just an electric bike. The rest of us will be safer. Glad you're alright, dude. Dang, that's a beautiful truck. I love Fords. Yeah, people are sucking them up a lot. Fair play, but Jesus, man. Always something wrong with this car. It's a lovely color. I really like it. I'm not gonna lie. I love the job they did with the paint, with the vinyl wrap. It's actually quite nice. What are these dents here? Maybe it's part of when the wheel got flown up. Maybe some stones scraped it and shit. But yeah, fucking hell. There's always something wrong with this fucking car. Always something wrong with it. What's he got in these stories quickly before we move on? Oh, new promo. What's this about? DoorDash. Okay, we don't care about this shit. Let's move on. Cool. Let's see what else we got here. Poor Marg. What's this about? Oh, that's fucking Luana, right? Big up Luana. What's Luana saying? Who the fuck is that guy? That doesn't look like BGL. Who's this? Luana. Who's this guy? Oh my god, I said yes. Really? Is that for real? No way. Are they together? Or is this a joke? Okay, I think it's a joke. Probably a joke. Because he's in the comments. Baby, don't hurt me. Oh my god, I said yes. New cat daddy. Mac O'Hearn. Okay, she's definitely got a type. She definitely likes these kind of guys, right? Whoever this, I don't know who this Mike O'Hearn guy is. I guess he's a bodybuilder, I'm assuming. But she's definitely got a type. Fair play. I never stood a chance. She likes some Caucasian and she likes them buff. Fair play. Fair fucking play. Are they? But they're meant to be together, aren't they? Or am I mistaken? They're meant to be fucking together. I think they are. I'm pretty sure they are. Bradley, what's it called? Hella Mark Harley and the old lady over there. Okay, I think it's a troll. It's not that big of a deal. I think they're just joking around. Fair play. Okay, cool. Fair fucking play. Fair fucking play. Move on from that one. What else we got there? We saw the pickup truck. What's it? I didn't see it. What's this clip about? How would you have won the race if only he wasn't in last place? He would have won the race if he wasn't last place. Cool. Let's see this one. Let's see. This is about. This should be fun.
It should be noted here that my catheter did not stay on. It came out the minute I jumped into that vehicle. I'm like,
I can never get past this mustache, man. It's just the first thing I see is that uneven mustache. It's just God almighty. Anyway.
Here we go. And I jump and I can feel it just go. And it falls off. In my head, I'm like, fell off, and I thought, I'll be all right. And I'm going, I'm so focused, it's so intense, I don't want to die. I'm shifting, I'm doing my thing, I'm listening to my co-pilot there. He goes, man, you're kind of quiet, what's going on with you? I go, bro, I gotta piss so bad, I can't focus on anything else. He goes, oh, dude, you gotta let it out. And so then your boy's pissing.
Imagine, you get a car given to you last minute by a friend, a supposed 20-year friend. And instead of doing your best to, you know, keep it in somewhat good condition, not fuck it up, you just decide to piss all over it. Says a lot in it. It's probably a, you know, there's a lot in that. You know, it represents a lot. You know, says a lot about him and his views on people. I'm just gonna piss all over this shit.
But remember, you're like this. When I say I pissed all over Donald's Volkswagen Bug, and Donald, I'm so sorry if you're just finding out about this. I pissed everywhere all over that car, man.
And also, what's this new thing he's doing with his hands? It's like a little thing he's doing about. Is it like, who's he copying with that mannerism? Have you guys seen this? Have you noticed this? This like, and then I was like, it's like a little thing that he does. Like, what's this new mannerism? Like this new thing. It's really strange. Is he trying to be funny? Like, he's just like, did you watch that new Bradley Cooper movie where he's the fucking conductor? What the fuck is it? What's this all about? Like, and I said, there's something there. He's definitely seen something. I don't know what he's watched or who he's seen, but he's definitely trying to copy somebody. Weird hand movements.
It was bumpy. It's flying everywhere. It got weird. I apologize.
Got weird.
How you feeling, B?
Good. Finished the whole thing about
Brendan is really a good advertisement. So is Joe Rogan for not using too much TRT or HGH and shit. Actually sticking to acai bowls or acai bowls. Actually sticking to, you know, maybe eating some white rice and some fucking boiled or steamed chicken and shit and broccoli. Maybe sticking to leaving the booze for the weekend and not every day. Maybe quitting smoking and shit, getting your 7-8 hours in. Those guys are good advertisements for just going back to the basics, because these guys have all the money, all the time to do all the things that they need to do. They take the shortcuts and take all the supplements, all this other stuff, and look how they turn out. Like, Brendan has actually regressed in his looks. He's regressed. He was actually a good-looking guy at one point, and now he looks like pure shit. Let's do Brendan Schaub 2015, right? Because it's wild how bad he looks now. And it's not all through booze. It's like, just, I don't know, like, god damn. Like, even bald. Look at this guy. Look at this guy compared to that mongoloid that we saw in that video. That absolute troglodyte that we saw in the other video. Compare this guy to the troglodyte we saw in the other video. Or even this guy. Not that one, not that video, but even this one with him with his hand raised. Look at how good he looks there compared to the other videos that we just saw. Where's the one we're seeing there? Is this one? Not that one, where is it? It's there. Yeah, there. Just look at the difference. Look at that. Look at that face. Look at that. Can you guys see it? Let me get it up on it. Can you see it? Let me see it. Look at that and this. Look. What the fuck? How did he let himself go that way, man? Like, how? How? Look. He actually, even bald, he looked good. He was good. He was way better looking there. Even here in this picture there for MMA Junkie. Like, look at, like, wild how he's turned out, isn't it? Fucking hell. Look. Jesus Christos. If ever there's a good advertisement, just drink water, you know, have a healthy diet, you know, most of the time. Get your fucking sun, go on a walk and whatever maybe, get some cardio in. But all this on it, HGH, nicotine pouches and all this shit, look what it does to you. The guy went from looking like that to looking like this. Looking like fucking Kubla Khan. Right? Fucking Kubla Khan looking motherfucker, huh? at this. Oh, sorry, Kubla Khan. I spelled it wrong. I said Cobbler. Guy went from looking at that to looking at fucking Cobbler Khan. Do you know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Like, wagwan. Jesus Christos. He looks horrendous now. Like, really fucking bad.
Mile out, flat tire and clutch issue. That was dope. Yeah. He sold that.
Also, the flathead. I've heard the flathead thing is when parents leave kids that cry and whatever in the cot too long. They don't pick them up and stuff. Just leave them like laying flat in a cot. That's what causes that flathead thing. But it also doesn't help that his hair doesn't look like it's washed. He doesn't look like he shampoos or conditions his hair that often. So it's all kind of like clumpy. There might be some dreadlocks in the back here. It's all so greasy and locked up. There might be some. He might have a couple of dreads in the back there. He might have a couple fucking braids there.
He's so dicey.
Look, they go right here. Come on back.
Dude, I was on cloud 9 because they call it the bottleneck or whatever, and it's like this skinny trail and you're going all the way up the mountain. It's like sharp turns. He's like, if you can do this, you can drive anywhere. And I was like, say less, dog. Someone in first gear just doing it. We do it. He's like, yeah. We're like high-fiving. I'm like, yeah. You know, like, then we're going down here. I'm like, dude, we're only a mile out. He's like, dude, we got a good time too. I'm like, fuck yeah. We're like talking shit about passing all the other bugs. I'm like, dude, think how many cars we pass. He's like, and I get off down that shit.
Even his mannerism changes. He's like a chameleon when he gets in front of different people. Look how his mannerism changes. When's the last time you've seen Brendan like use his arms like that when he's talking? Like even his voice, even his like slang and how he's literally picking up on all the gearhead car guy lingo.
Do this, you can drive anywhere. I was like, say less, dog. Someone in first gear just doing it. We do it. He's like, yeah. We're like high-fiving. I'm like, yeah. You know, like, then we're going down here. I'm like, dude, we're only a mile out. He's like, dude, we got a good time too. I'm like, fuck yeah. We're like talking shit about passing all the other bugs. I'm like, dude, think how many cars we passed. He's like, and I get off down that shit. When you see like passing cars when we pass them, I was like, fuck yeah, dude. And then we're going and then clutch. I'm like, hey, bud, I think something. Yeah, I was on cloud 9 till that happened. I'm like, fuck, dude, I'm not gonna win.
I'm not gonna win. Oh, he's brilliant, man. He's brilliant. He's a literal chameleon. A literal chameleon, bro. A literal chameleon. Monkey do, monkey say. It's fucking incredible. Continuing on. What else we got here?
I do.
R.I.P. Hollywood. What's this? R.I.P. Hollywood. What's R.I.P. Hollywood? Let's see this one. R.I.P. Hollywood. What's this about? Again, if you're enjoying what you're seeing here and you like what you see, smash the like button down below, right? Give me some loving. Smash the like button down below if you like what you see and you enjoy what you like. Smash the like button. Give me some loving. Give me some motherfucking loving.
But I do think Max can win this fight. I will take Max as the underdog that gets it done via decision. I think Max stays on his bike, peppers him with the jab, doesn't engage in these huge combos with Justin where he's going to get clipped. I think he's learned from his fight at 55 with Dustin Poirier, and I don't think he plays that game. I think he learned from that with Dustin Poirier, and he fights smart and calculates, stays on the outside. He has the skill to do it, and I do think he's an overall better boxer than Justin Gaethje. I think it
Really? They're quite close, you'd say, boxing, wouldn't you?
shows in this fight, and I don't think it's crazy exciting, but I think Max Holloway wins via decision.
It's not crazy exciting as a fight. What are you talking about? Again, my UFC knowledge isn't the greatest, but I think it's going to be a fucking bloodbath. And I think Max Holloway is, susceptible to getting his head locked off from his shoulders. Especially considering the way he, if I'm not mistaken, circles left and right and shit. Yeah, I don't know. I need to fucking look at the card a bit in more detail, but I think the fight's going to be a lot closer than what he's thinking. I don't think it's going to be that much of a, one-way show. Like, Justin Gaethje's no fucking joke. Both of them are no jokes, I know, but, I don't know who he thinks Max Holloway is. Again, we all love Max Holloway. He's a fucking lovely dude, and no one wants to see him get starched. But it's not going to be an easy fight. It really ain't going to be fucking easy. Exactly. He ain't going there. None of them are going down easy. But yeah, it's a sad one for the purist, though, isn't it? Because it's two fighters that everybody loves. You know, they both got incredibly, enthusiastic fan bases and stuff. So no one wants to see either of these guys lose or get fucking starched. But if I had to pick, let's do main card picks. If I had to pick, Bo Nickel, Cody Brundage. I've never seen Cody Brundage fight. I'm gonna go Bo Nickel. Charles Oliveira, Arman Tashkurian, Arman Tashrukin, Arman Tashrukin, and Charles Oliveira. Who do I go for that? Oh, I'm gonna go Oliveira. Justin Gaethje, Max Holloway. I'm gonna go Justin Gaethje. Weili Zhang versus Jian Yan. I'm gonna go Weili Zhang. And Jamal Hill, Alex Pereira. I'm gonna go Jamal Hill. I think Alex Pereira is quite chinny. Jamal Hill can land some bombs, so I'm gonna go Jamal Hill. Jamal Hill, Weili Zhang, Justin Gaethje, Charles Oliveira. That's what I'm gonna go. And of course, Bo Nickel, innit? He's definitely gonna, whoever this guy is definitely cannon fodder for him. And the rest of the lineup is fucking good, isn't it? Jiri fighting Calvin Cutter. This is going to be a good fight as well. Calvin Cutter Sterling's going to be a fucking barnstormer. So is this, actually. Jiri versus Rakic. There's a lot of politics involved in this too. If you know, you know. This is very politically fraught. If you know, you know. Holly Holm, Kyla Harris. That'll be, I guess, a decent fight. Sadif Youssef versus Diego Lopez. I don't know them. Jalen Turner. Oh, that's another really good one. That would be a really good one. That would be a really good fight. Also, this is going to be a fun. Jessica Andrade, Marina Rodriguez. That would be a barnstormer. Bobby Green, Jim Miller. It's a good card, man. People were crying about 300. This is a pretty decent card. Look where it's opening the card. Figueiredo versus Cody Garbrandt as an opener. This is a good card. It's not super hype, but it's a good card. The only fight that's missing is this: Leon Edwards versus Bilal Muhammad that got cancelled. It's a pretty decent card, man. I don't know why everyone's crying. The flyer's horrible, right? Horrible flyer, but it's a good card, man. Stacked. It's good fights. Easily, all the fights here could not go the distance. Every single fight could not go the distance. So it's a good fight. So yeah, I might have to put some money on this. I might have to put some money on the card. Let's see if I get some of these right. Oliveira, Gaethje, Weili Zhang, and Hill, and obviously Bo Nickel. Yeah, that's those are my winners there. Bish bash bosh. Let's see if I'm right. Let's see if I'm right. Continuing on from this, we did that. We did RIP Hollywood. Yeah. You seen this? I've never seen Diddler post anything with Mr. Sharp quite like this. He's just in the golden shower pod for the money. Of course he is, duh. He's never... This is the thing. I wish I could find the clip, but Eric Griffin has never liked Brendan. He used to hate Brendan just because Brendan was popular and an athlete and getting loads of bookings. Eric Griffin never liked Brendan. He's definitely there for the money, 100%. Now he's got a kid as well. He's probably lasered in, whatever I can do for the kid, I'll do. But he's definitely not. He definitely doesn't like Brendan. That's for sure. But I don't also like how he sucks up to him too much. How he always laughing and trying to be overly friendly. But look at how this guy is built, bro. Eric Griffin's wife is a fucking trooper. Eric Griffin's wife is a fucking legend. Because imagine having this guy lying on top of you. Look at this. Like, he's built like a bag of not even mashed potatoes. He's built like a bag of potatoes. Look at all these lumps everywhere. Like, what is all this? Like, what is that? Is that a gun? Or is that his gut? Is that a strap? Or is that his fucking gut? Like, why is it that shape? Like, all of these lumps. Like, what the fuck is going on here? Honestly, Eric Griffin's wife is a fucking trooper. Having those hands all over you, this face, that body. flab slapping your ass, flab slapping the side of your face, like just God Almighty, absolute horror show. Going yeah, ooh, as he's fucking coming, ooh, like what? Jesus. Yeah, she deserves Wife of the Year award, bro. God Almighty, what a horror show. Yuck. Check that one out. Anyway, continue. What would you rather? People in the stream chat, what would you rather? Live a life of quiet, nothingness and being a nobody and living in your bumfuck town in the middle of nowhere where no one gives a fuck about you apart from your family and friends, or have a very brief period in the sun like Brendan did? What would you rather? Live your life as you are now, or have this very brief period that Brendan did where he was on the literal Grammy red carpet interviewing people at one point in his life in bespoke suits, working with E, working on an E show on a red carpet, and then it all goes to shit? What would you rather? Have your life or have Brendan's life for one moment? But then it ends, and when it ends really badly. God Almighty, bro. What a high. There was a period in time where Brendan was on the red carpet of the Grammys, interviewing people, working for E, interviewing people. That's a fall off, bro. That's an epic fall off. Yeah, big up Theodore. I don't need a Reddit group of 50k on my ass, exactly. I'm going Brendan and then going to Chris Benoit when it all ends. Big up Assad. Chill out, because look at how much Bappa wants attention. True. Now I'll have mine, says Screw. Says I'll keep my life. Brendan get pruned though. Yeah, true. Bro, Brendan had Ronda. Yeah, but I think this is pre-Ronda though. No, this is post-Ronda. He had Ronda before this. A part of me thinks actually having this life might be fun. It's just because he has other motives. He's watching no motivations. His goals were different. He probably thought he was going to be here forever without trying. So I think if you accept that you're going to have this temporarily, it's not going to last forever, I think it's fun. But when you think it's going to last forever, that's when it becomes depressing. And that's probably why Brennan's, in the place that he's in now, because I think he thought this would last forever. I think he thought he would just be a mainstay in LA. People would give a fuck about him forever. But it doesn't work that way, Fuck. Guy was doing Grammy red carpets, And all he had to do was go through the motions. I guarantee you, all he had to do was go through the motions, do a minuscule amount of work, don't piss people off or burn bridges, and he would have been fine. He probably would have been in Austin now, living in one of the many Rogan bought up mansions for his friends. But he started to get above his station, started to think his shit doesn't stink, started to flex his muscles, intimidate, bully, demean, ridicule, laugh, because he was an athlete that going to stand up late and was selling out so quickly. And then look what happened. He quit. The guy that was selling out allegedly so quickly then ended up quitting. Absolutely wild. And he went from this to there. Fucking, what a downfall, man. What an epic fucking downfall. Anyway, what can you do? At least he had a moment in the sun, I guess. At least he did have one moment in the sun. Is better than having no moments in the sun, I guess. Right? Cool. Whatever. Moving on. Bappa goes quiet. This is a fucking tragic clip, by the way. This is a fucking tragic clip. Bappa goes quiet as Rink reflects and a random sug off of Joe Rogan. I think this clip makes Brian Callen look sadder than Brendan, to be fair. Brian comes across looking absolutely pathetic in this clip. But I'll let you know. I'll let you guys be the judge.
I do think sometimes I've had a long time to be successful, and I've had some success, and I've had some not success. And then I see people that are always successful constantly, and I think the other day I was like, maybe they're just a little smarter. It's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Maybe they're just a little better.
I accept that a long time ago.
They're just better at focusing, or they just more strategic, and not.
Yeah.
Not. And you know what?
Like Joe Rogan's not leaving his baby in the car.
No.
I love how they're missing out one glaring thing. Rogan didn't get accused of rape or sexual harassment and then not defend himself and then disappear for a few months and try and come back and nothing happened. That was the biggest faux pas that he did. Brian not defending himself, especially with your own pod. Like, if you couldn't defend yourself on your podcast, fair enough. But whack open your phone, get on Instagram Live, and fucking go through the fucking article, TikTok style, with the article in the background, and just dismiss what is not true. This isn't true. We did this. Yes, I'm a bit of a fucking, I'm a bit of a, 50, I'm a bit of a granddad fuckboy, but it's no mistake that I love the ladies. Ladies love me. This didn't happen. That happened. I think that would have done him the world of favor. But the fact that he disappeared the way that he did and stepped away from the podcast because the sponsor didn't want him on there, by the way, not because he was feeling guilty. But then when he did pop back up again, he was really weird looking and sheepish and trying to overcompensate. And that weird video where he was like, I did not. And when he was downstairs in his basement somewhere, he kind of made him look guilty. That's probably what fucked him over. And before that, remember, the running joke with Brian on the Friday Kid subreddit was that he just never could work out his career. He could never get it to click for him. And you remember when he got the Joker cameo, how everybody was so happy for him because he had been trying to be a serious comedic actor or an actor in any way, shape or form for a while and it never worked out for him. The sad thing about Callen also is that I got the impression from being an old school T-Fat K fan, he never really wanted to be a stand-up comedian. He just something he did well and it came naturally to him. But he always wanted to be more so a comedic actor and an actor with a capital A. Hence why that story about his agent saying that he'll be the next Tom Hanks was so laughable. Because it was kind of laughable, but also kind of cruel because he really did have aspirations of becoming a legit actor. But it never worked out for him until he kind of linked up with Brendan, the podcast gets popular. Then actually, the only reason why he actually got scored and the Goldbergs was because of the pod. The notoriety of the pod kind of helped his profile and he smashed the audition, of course, but I'm sure the podcast success and having somebody attached to a popular podcast who's also known to Rogan helped. The moment that went away, all the gigs went away. Obviously, the rape allegation kind of killed his Hollywood career, but I love how he's not acknowledging those things. Yes, Rogan might be better than you. He might be more talented. He might be more strategic and whatever. But it also helps if you don't have rape allegations on your name. You know what I mean? That's a hard one to kind of shake. Even if it's not true, it's a hard one to shake. Hard one to shake.
Joe Rogan's not.
Elon Musk not leaving the baby in the car.
No. Joe Rogan is dialed down on the details, on every detail, and controlled on every aspect of the discipline.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. You know what, Farfik? It doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter what I think. Unfortunately, if you look at the evidence available, Brian just looks bad because of the stories we heard about him with women. That story that Rogan shared about him allegedly hooking up with one of Rogan's friends. The friend said, hey, don't finish in me. He finished in her anyway. She then complains to Rogan about it. Rogan says the story to Eric Weinstein like it's a funny story. The story about Whitney Cummings she shared where she jumps in the car with Brian to go home. He's going to give her a lift home. She turns around to put a seatbelt on and Brian Callen's dick's out. All of these stories about him being a bit of a womanizer and shit and all this other stuff included, the little creepy stories. Then you add in the allegations of rape and the other allegations in that LA story. It just paints him out to be dodgy, you know? It doesn't need to be true, but if you just, you put those stories out, you let people make their own mind up, you look kind of guilty. So if I was Brian, because of your reputation, I would have risked my career and defended myself just because it looks terrible. I'm sure there are plenty of people that lie. We all know that to be true. But unfortunately, for men, I just don't think you can afford to just leave those things to linger out there like that, especially when it comes to sexual stuff. I think if it's to do with you being a bad boyfriend, a bad husband, you cheated, whatever, you can let that kind of lie. If people don't want to rock with you because they think you're not an honest person, that's fair enough. But I think when it comes to diddling, when it comes to grape and all that sort of stuff, as a man, you owe it to yourself to fucking defend yourself to the end. Especially if you didn't do it. You owe yourself, because having that stuff float around your head, it's a bit much. It's a bit much. That's the only issue I would say. I'm not doubting that most likely that woman was trying to clout chase. There's a possibility that's the case. Cool. Because they were dating for a while. They were boyfriend and girlfriend at one time. It's kind of murky to kind of judge how those things are. We weren't there, whatever. But if it's me, I'm defending myself.
Bean cheese, 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 bean cheese.
Whoa. Fucking hell, I felt like I had a wank there. Thank you for that. It felt like I had a fucking wank. That's actually pretty good. Got a good little forearm, little wank session going on there. Look at that. Got a little forearm, little workout there. Bloody hell. That felt really good, actually. I'm not going to lie. Felt like a good wank there. Jesus Christ. I fucking needed that, actually. I fucking needed that. Thank you. Look at me arm. Oh, Jesus Christ. Big up Wingus McDingus. Appreciate you, bro.
And I'm a little loosey-goosey goose.
Yeah.
Loosey-goosey goose.
Yeah.
Leaving my baby
I think
in
we're
the car.
just stupid.
But you've been... This is the funny thing about this clip. Brian's always been loosey-goosey goose. Say what you want about Brendan. He's a liar. He's egomaniacal, sociopath, narcissistic, whatever. Let's give Brendan credit. Without Brendan, the Fire and the Kid doesn't exist. He's the main steering, even though Chin does all the work. If Brendan didn't do this show, if Brendan wasn't the type of personality that he is to kind of lead, it wouldn't get done. Because Brian was, remember the meme about the Fire and the Kid early on? Brian would always turn up late. He'd say that he forgot there was filming that day. He'd lie about being at some audition. He's always a bit wishy-washy. Maybe because he grew up rich and there's not really that kind of pressure like everybody else has for, like, you know, to keep a roof over your head and have food on your table, because you know you're always going to be looked after by father, right? Daddy, father's always going to look after you. But without Brendan, Brian really would be fucked. So he's always had that wishy-washy thing about him, which is why his career is where it is at. Because Brian was around early. Brian had the Brian Callen show early 2000s. Imagine if he kept... Imagine where Brian Callen would be now if he consistently kept uploading episodes of the Brian Callen show. He was podcasting at the same time Rogan started on Ustream and all that shit. Imagine how successful he'd be now if he just kept plugging away at that pod and never stopped. But now he's subservient to Brendan. He's basically Brendan's employee. They're not even partners anymore.
Beans. Cheese. Beans and cheese. Bean, bean, bean. Cheese, cheese, cheese. Beans and cheese.
Big up Rowley Redact. Oh, that was hard, that one. Bean. Beachy, yeah. Big up Rowley Redact. Appreciate you. Big up Rowley Redact. Appreciate you.
Just a couple of dumbasses.
In some ways,
2 Forrest Gumps.
Maybe. Well, I will say this. I'm smart in very, very narrow ways, and for the most part, probably dumb as shit in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
I'll admit that.
Oh, me too.
No, you're dumb as shit in all ways. If these guys didn't meet Rogan, Rogan's the main factor why both of them are still around. No Rogan, no Dice.
I got my flaws.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll admit that. I also like the idea of like not having that inflated an idea of who I am. Like my image of myself has diminished a great deal, and I find it rather refreshing. It's okay. Maybe I shouldn't have a big image of myself. Maybe it's just, this is who I am. I do my best. Pretty good at stand-up comedy. I'll give myself that. Fairly coordinated. Just want to throw that in there.
That's it. Right?
Coordinated.
Yeah.
Ask me if I'm athletic.
Athletic? Damn right.
I'm coordinated.
Yeah, coordinated. I know how to move around.
Brian's
Yo, big up Farfik. Appreciate you.
What's up, Dallas?
What's up? Who said what's up? Who said what's up, Dallas? Sorry, who said what's up, Dallas? Who said what's up, Dallas? Oh yeah, big up Rally Redact. I need to get a fucking soundboard. I need some soundboard clips, man. I need a fucking soundboard. Big up Farfik as well. I need a fucking soundboard.
I go, take my money.
Yeah, appreciate
Roll.
you, appreciate you, appreciate you. Big up, big up, big up, big up. I think this is sad because you've had your time in the sun. Like, what are you bemoaning? Like, am I out of pocket and saying that these guys are incredibly selfish? They're incredibly greedy. They're incredibly unappreciative. Like, you've had a career that you probably on paper don't deserve in some ways. I wouldn't say that, but some people could argue that. You've had a really long time in the sun, if you think about it also. Extended period in the sun, because you all started super early. It's now ending. You're in your 60s, approaching your 60s, Brian Callen. What do you want? You want to be fucking Matt Rife? It's not going to happen. If it didn't happen when... That's the thing. Brian wasn't even that popular at the peak of Fire and the Kid. The peak of Fire and the Kid, career-wise, his peak was probably the Goldbergs and Scored. Both got cancelled, cool. And then obviously the Joker cameo, where he was in it for like half a second with his back turned. He was never even that popular. Even at the peak of the Fire and the Kid, he couldn't make it work with, trying to do other things. He started a million podcast projects and stopped them and shit. But he was still able, despite all these faux pas, despite all these shortcomings, he still was able to make a good living. Isn't that enough? Like, how much more do you want? He sees all these comedians on his phone, probably Schultz, the Matt Rives, the Shane Gillises, having their moment in the sun, and he wants that too. He wants everything. You want to have a career now, still at this age, still at this stage of your career. You want to still be at the same level that you as these other new guys coming up. You want new fans. It's like, come, bro. Like, at some point, you just have to stop and enjoy what you have. Not stop in totality, but stop, and as they say, to smell the fucking roses and appreciate what you have. The fact that these guys don't have to work at some shitty writing job, big up whoever that is.
Big up AZ putting in the hard work today. Much appreciated, fam. Love ya. Also, big up chat.
No
You're
problem,
the best
no
too.
problem, no problem, no problem. You're the best, exactly. Yeah, big up Riley Williams, appreciate you, thank you. No, thank you. I enjoy doing this shit, man. Like, look, as much as I enjoy you guys telling me I'm working hard and shit, I'm not really. I'm sitting on my ass talking into a fucking microphone and a fucking USB microphone. It's not that deep, and I enjoy it. I really fucking enjoy it.
You're my girlfriend now.
Exactly, yeah. Big up. Exactly, yeah. I really just enjoy it. I enjoy chatting shit. I enjoy fucking over analyzing people who I don't know. Because it kind of distracts me from analyzing my own life. So I appreciate all of you guys. But yeah, when it goes back to this sort of stuff, I'm just like, I don't know, man. I hear this rant, I hear this complaint, and it's sad. You should be playing some fucking Skyrim, right? But whilst he's playing this, maybe have the Skyrim music going on in the background, right? Maybe we could do that actually. Maybe we'll try and sync it up with the Skyrim. What's the Skyrim music again? What is it? Is it Skyrim? What's it? It's that sad one, isn't it? It's the sad Skyrim music. Which one is it? The sad one? You know what I'm talking about, right? The one they always use in fucking Wings of Redemption videos. Let's see if I can find that one. Do you, which one is it? Is it that one? Is that the one? The Streets of Witherum? Maybe this is the one, right? Is it Streets of Witherum? Yeah, this is the one. This is the one, yeah. Listen, this works pretty well.
I do think sometimes I've had a long time to be successful, and I've had some success, and I've had some not success. And then I see people that are...
Soundboard Startup Fund.
Yeah, exactly.
always successful constantly, and I think the other day I was like, maybe they're just a little smarter. It's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Maybe they're just a little better.
I accept that a long time ago.
They're just better at focusing, or they just more strategic, and not. not. And you know what?
Like Joe Rogan's not leaving his baby in the car.
No. Joe Rogan's not.
Elon Musk not leaving the baby in the car.
Joe Rogan is dialed down on the details, on every detail, and controlled on every aspect of the discipline. and I'm a little loosey-goosey goose.
Yeah.
Loosey-goosey goose.
Yeah.
Leaving my baby
I think
in the
we're
car.
just stupid. Just a couple of dumbasses.
In some ways.
2 Forrest Gumps.
Maybe. Well, I will say this. I'm smart in very, very narrow ways, and for the most part, probably dumb as shit in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
I'll admit that.
Oh, me too. I got my flaws.
Yeah. I'll admit that. I also like the idea of like not having that inflated an idea of who I am. Like my image of myself has diminished a great deal, and I find it rather refreshing. It's okay. Maybe I shouldn't have a big image of myself. Maybe it's just, this is who I am. I do my best. Pretty good at stand-up comedy. Give myself that. Fairly coordinated. Just want to throw that in there.
That's it. Right?
Coordinated.
Yeah.
Ask me if I'm athletic.
Athletic? Damn right.
I'm coordinated.
Yeah, coordinated. I know how to move around.
Brian's coordinated. Brian hustles. Brian will hustle.
Right, he'll work.
He'll work.
Oh, brilliant! Absolutely brilliant! Absolutely brilliant, man. Like I said, I think these guys are being incredibly incredibly unappreciative of the position they're in now. The fact that they both get to make a decent career or a decent amount of money talking into microphones very badly, not having an entertaining show, doing shitty fucking stand-up that no one really cares about, especially in Brendan's sake, so much so he had to fucking quit. And they still get to live in LA. Brian has a house in, Florida or something. He just had a new baby, new wife. Like, bro, life is all right, bro. Let's relax. Let's not be like, let's chill out.
Question mark, Joseph Rogan? Question mark, has sugar in his tank.
Joseph Rogan has sugar in his tank. I don't know. Joseph Rogan is so funny, man. But yeah, I don't know. I just think it's really disrespectful for the stuff that they have, and to people who are actually trying to at least get even like 5% of what they have. To be other comedians out there struggling, right? Other comedians who've never had a special on any network or on any platform that isn't YouTube, right? Stand-up comedians who are struggling to get even 1,000 people to check out their fucking podcast. Stand-up comedians who've never had a sponsor. Stand-up comedians who've never even been in the same room as Rogan, let alone had him on their pod or been on his pod a number of times. It's like, come on, man, how much more do you want? You still have a career, quote unquote, and you're 60. Especially Brian. You have a career despite being cancelled for fucking those rap allegations. Most people, if they have those allegations, especially if they rely on Hollywood, they're fucked. But you had a podcast that you built all those years that was able to kind of cushion the fucking disappointment of getting cancelled by Hollywood. Be grateful for that. You still have people that want to see you do stand-up. Be grateful for that. You still have people that want to see you do like, I'm a man, and ride the horse and do the whole thing with your legs. Like, come on, man. It's not that bad. Stop crying. It's not that fucking bad. It's not that fucking bad. Oh, it's getting late now. It's getting late now. It's getting late now. It's getting late now. Oh, let's play this one. Well, one couple. Let's do a couple. Let's do a couple more here before we leave.
Okay, how coordinated you are. How many chicks you fuck? B?
How coordinated? How many chicks exactly? How many chicks exactly? The coordinated thing is fucking hilarious. You have to rate a man. A man's worth is rated or is judged by how coordinated they are and how many push-ups they can do, or how many chicks they can fuck. You know, how many chicks they can fuck is a mark of a real man. So let's end with some No Jumper stuff. So No Jumper, Dijon has allegedly been shot. That's the rumors on the streets. The rumors on the streets is that Dijon Paul, one of the co-hosts at No Jumper and the fucking originator and the fucking founder of that fucking stupid LA scorecard, class card, whatever nonsense thing that he does, allegedly got shot on accident by a No Jumper security guard. I think it might be the same No Jumper security guard who runs around like he's fucking in Naruto or something, right? With his fucking, shiesty on and whatnot, and his little balaclava on, whatever. And, he basically acts like he's in the fucking SAS or whatever. Allegedly, that guy or somebody along those kind of terms that works security at No Jumper was maybe, I don't know, showing Dejan the gun or just being fucking reckless with it. And somehow, I guess the gun went off and allegedly it hit Dejan in the leg. And he got shot, and that's why he hasn't been back at No Jumper. And the alleged rumor is that Dijon may be putting it together a lawsuit. He may be putting together a fat lawsuit to try and sue No Jumper and get a fat settlement. So, what another crazy, interesting arc that is allegedly taking place at No Jumper headquarters. And people haven't seen People haven't seen Dejan at No Jumper for ages, so they're wondering where he was. He suddenly popped up at his weed shop with, look at that, a little, thingamajiggy, so he could walk. So clearly his leg did get injured. He is in some kind of pain, and he is taking a prolonged absence away from No Jumper while he gets his affairs in order. But if you see Dejan driving around in a fucking Lamborghini Urus, colored in fucking LGBTQ color flags and shit, you know where he got that money from. Because allegedly Dijon Paul got shot by accident by a No Jumper security guard. Can you imagine? Can you imagine how fucking idiotic this is? So let's check out a clip with Wack talking about the alleged shooting that took place.
You gotta know what he up to. I know what he up to.
Always a method to his madness, bro.
Yeah.
Yo, listen, I'm gonna be real. Come on. We all done did a lot of shit in the streets.
Right.
I have never seen a victim jump up and down and pull his pants down after he done got popped.
To be fair, if this did happen to Dejan Paul, this makes sense. I've never been shot. I've never held a gun. I've never held a gun, right? But I would love to hold some. I'd love to have a whole arsenal of guns. If I lived in America, I'd definitely be one of those fucking gun nuts, right? I'd just collect them and just have them because of their design and just their weight. You know what I mean? I'd be a super gun geek. I'd be reading the magazines and all that malarkey, right? I'd be fucking gunned up to the fucking hilts. But I have heard people say when you get shot, it does feel like a burning sensation. It feels like it's burning. That's what it feels like. And especially more so when I guess it's different when you don't see you're getting shot, but when you see somebody, fucking with a gun, it's not on safety, and then it goes off and it hits you, it probably hurts more, and it probably is more visceral of a reaction than if somebody hits you with your back turned or it's a ricocheted bullet, right? I think there's something about that. But I have heard when you get shot, it does feel like you're being, like, it's burning. It's a burning sensation. So that might explain why Dejan was like you can imagine him squealing, like squealing, right? His little fucking voice, jumping up and down and then taking off his trousers to see where he got shot, So, King Bayo says, AZ, you black, they would arrest you immediately. What do you mean I'm black? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm actually biracial. I'm not black. I'm biracial. Get it right.
I've never seen it. It only happens on No Jumper. But y'all figured out. And he know what's going on. So y'all troll his comments and ask him, what is Wack talking about? You know what I'm saying? Big thought.
Wack built like a little pit bull, innit? Look at Wack. Built like a fucking little pit bull, innit?
Have you seen the channel Point and Shoot? No Jumper is all he covers, and he brings the receipts.
Yeah, I've seen it. Of course. I love Point and Shoot. Point and Shoot is fucking incredible. I love Point and Shoot. Big up Riley Redax. Appreciate you. Yeah, of course. Point and Shoot's fucking a legend. Point and Shoot's fucking been killing it lately.
Big things is happening on No Jumper. You know what I'm saying? Your report card for this semester will be delayed. Hey, listen, man, get your big ass out of ICU.
Hopefully, I really do hope Dejan is able to clean No Jumper out. Adam 22 deserves that. If he doesn't, Adam 22 deserves to get slapped up. But if he doesn't get slapped up, at least he's going to feel it in the pocket. Hopefully Dejan does put together a lawsuit or something and he gets fucking paid. That would be good. That would be a really interesting arc to see happen. Because I'd be curious to see who gets fired first. Because, No Jumper loves doing that. Whenever something happens, one of the hosts are usually to go. I wonder who will get fired off the back of Dejan getting shot. Sharp, Brick Baby, DW, Zan Princess, that cokehead Mexican guy, the other fat Mexican dude. Like, who gets fired first off the back of them having to settle for millions to get fucking Dejan paid? I wonder who will get fired off of the back of it. I wonder fucking who. We've also got it here. What else we got here? Oh, we got this clip here. It says DW Flame says he wanted to slap Adam when he said he was bad bitch energy. It gives updated situation. Yeah, let's hear this. Because most of you guys know what happened. Adam22 called DW Flame a bad bitch, or said he had bad bitch energy. DW Flame, the guy in the middle with a white hoodie, didn't take it too well, walked out, and then the next time he came back, he threatened to slap up Adam22. Didn't happen. They ended up squashing it, and now they're good. But I'm curious to see what actually did happen and how it kind of got fixed. So let's hear DW Flame talk.
We jumping straight into the shit. What's up with you and Adam, cuz?
Where y'all at now with it?
Man, me and Adam is straight. You know what I'm saying? Like, Adam just ain't no. You know, he get to playing so much with these other niggas.
Yeah.
That, you know, he sometimes got to get brought back to real life.
Right.
You feel me? Because that shit ain't real life, what niggas is doing. I ain't never played that, but I also pull Adam to the side off camera like real niggas do.
Nice.
What you do?
And holler that cuz off camera. I told cuz I'm going to slap the fuck out you, nigga.
You ain't tell Adam that, cuz.
Told cuz I held cuz up, held cuz up by his drawers on the door.
What'd he do, though?
Nah, I ain't do all that.
Nah, he was probably
But
like,
I'm saying, I went in there, I pressed my issue, as I should, behind camera like you do when you holler at your homie.
Right.
We say what's up to each other, kids and shit on cam. Like, you know, like, so, motherfuckers, you should have did this. And
no,
you
like,
did
he's a lighthearted person, you know what I'm saying?
Like, come on,
you gotta
cuz.
take it light.
But I probably would have got 1,000 points from the black community, though.
Right.
And those points get you so far.
I would have got, yeah, that shit would have got.
But you gotta understand, you walking out like that.
Who the fuck is that? Is that Charleston White? Is that Charleston White? Is that Charleston Mate? Who the fuck is that guy here? Fucking hell. Honestly, Americans have some fucking freaks on their pods, innit? Who the fuck is that? Who the fuck is that guy?
Yeah, that's growth, though, bro.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? I know how you get down.
Right.
You know
And
what I'm
nobody
saying?
was there, cuz. So I literally.
Charleston Slight. That's what he is. That's Charleston Slight. You know what that is? He's you know those cables. You know sometimes when you buy headphones and you get like the cable to charge the headphone, and it's like really small. It's like a really small USB cable. It's got like the Android bit and it's got the other USB bit, but the cable itself is tiny. That's what he's like. He's like one of those like little tiny charger cable things you get.
He was like, Adam, while Adam was saying that, I had the little, you know, the smirky laugh, like, you know,
I'm looking.
Come on, no, bro.
How did you become so peaceful though? Like, damn, like you really found your peace.
I'm a peaceful creature.
You really? That's what's
Yeah,
up.
I
seen.
I don't know if that's gonna work, bro.
You'll be all right.
No, I'm saying where I'm taking you. But besides that, yeah, I'm a peaceful human on the inside. You know, I ain't never like too much drama until I really liked it.
I just want to know when he said, I don't even want to repeat what he said because I know how the fans are.
No, repeat what Cuz said so they can.
Cuz said that you got bad bitch energy.
Right. And what did he mean by that?
But first he said no disrespect though.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you can't say no disrespect and say something disrespectful to a person. You know what I mean?
Look, he got the energies mixed up. He got my energy is king energy, nigga.
Right.
I just don't fuck with everybody.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? He like, nigga, I expect y'all to hit me up. No, cuz.
Yeah.
I just don't know what y'all doing over there.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So I'm not the friend that be like, hey, cuz, what's up? Like, hey, add me in.
Yeah.
Or add me in. If I fuck with you, you gonna hit me up or I hit you up like, hey, what's up? We talked about it.
To be a goon is so exhausting, isn't it? All these rules and regulations around what you can. Don't get me wrong. You can't talk to everybody the same way. What Adam said to him was unnecessary, especially when you start off by saying, I'm not going to be disrespectful, and the guy tells you to chill and you say it anyway. But goons, like gangster dudes, like road guys are fucking exhausting, innit? Like, you have to temper everything you say based on what he says, and it's like, bruh, I'm not asking you to suck your dick. I don't want you to give it to me in the fucking ass. I'm just making a fucking joke. Let's fucking relax. I'm not questioning your manhood. I'm not saying you are a fucking cool boy. Let's fucking chill out, right? Let's absolutely chill out. But goons are absolutely, they're exhausting in a way. Literally exhausting. All of these fucking rules and regulations. Say,
already.
Right.
So, but Adam is nigga white. In his community, that is cool to talk like that. Or it's cool for him and Brick to play, or it's cool for him and whoever to play like that.
Yeah. Right.
Not with me, though.
So exactly what was going through your head?
I'm going to slap the shit out.
When he first said, you got bad bitch energy, cuz, what was going through your head?
When he first said, no disrespect. I said, cuz I don't have to slap this shit out of him. I say, don't do that.
You said, don't do it.
Yeah. But
you said, don't do that.
Even though I know, like, if you told me right now, bro, you got bad bitch energy, you my brother. Like, I'm saying,
right? What's gonna happen? For real, what's gonna happen?
Bro, this my brother. He's literally being funny. Adam being funny, he just playing. He being funny. You feel me? He just saying I act bougie or whatever.
Right.
That's fuck it, nigga. I'm saying, Chris.
Right.
I'm not one of these loose ass niggas.
Okay, we got it. It's over now. The beef is done. Adam 22 cuts the check, so he swallowed his pride like he should do. Didn't slap him up and kept moving because it's a good little appearance fee. They probably get what, $500, maybe about that every time they do a show on there. It's not worth slapping up Adam 22 because he's called you a bad bitch. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, keep your money, keep it moving, keep it going. No big deal. How you gonna buy straps for the gang? How you gonna buy fucking blickies for the gang without a job? You know what I mean? Fuck all that shit, man. Swallow your pride. Let him call you a bad bitch. Buy the blickies. Buy the fucking toasters. You know what I mean? Buy the sticks. You know what I mean? Buy all those things, and then you can go and blow his head off later on. You feel me? Yeah, bro. Next on the list. Last one. Sharp v AD. There's a beef brewing between Sharp and AD. Who would have guessed it? Because Sharp was upset that House Phone decided to do that show where I think they kind of fix up some dude's life and give him a makeover and then get him to fucking go on a blind date and they help him through the date, blah, blah, blah. Some show concept they had ages ago. It actually would have worked better, the show concept with Sharp and House Phone, as opposed to AD and Sharp, because of Sharp's background, you know, being a pimp and shit and being a ladies' man. It probably, or, you know, just in general, that kind of side of things. And then obviously House Phone, more so with the fashion and shit. It actually would have worked better, that show with Sharp and House Phone. But I guess because Sharp is doing his own thing, or because he's at No Jumper, House probably doesn't feel comfortable doing a show with him. I don't know, whatever it may be. So he's doing it with AD now. Sharp didn't like it. A commentator or someone in the chat asked him about the show, and Sharp had some not nice things to say about it. Listen to what Sharp says in response.
Hell, I don't. Hey man, shout out to them, man. Do y'all thing, straight up. Hope it work out. I ain't gonna lie. I told House Phone I hope it fails, but I ain't gonna, like, for real. I probably shouldn't have said that to him, but that's still my nigga, bro. You know, I just know what I know. Like, it's cool.
Imagine saying you hope a YouTube show doesn't work out. Like, come on, Sharp, man. I like you, but that's a little bit too sensitive. It's a YouTube show. It's like, it's not like man was selling a show to fucking Hulu or Netflix. Like, come on, bro. It's not that deep. I hope it fails. Anyway, AD heard this, and AD wasn't happy. This is AD response to Sharp saying he hopes his show fails. He's already angry. Look at that. He's got angry black man face. Let's see what he says.
Nah, I mean, but
it's fake with somebody else too. There's one more nigga I gotta address from over there and shit too.
All right, let's go. Who else you got, bro?
That nigga Sharp.
Sharp. What Sharp done did?
Sharp.
What Sharp done did?
I gotta speak on this. I gotta speak on it because, you know, niggas ain't never really had a problem with Sharp. You feel me? We've always showed him love. I know you yelled at him a couple of times and shit like that. But for the most part, niggas not give a fuck about, you know what I'm saying, certain shit. So, you know, the whole time we was going back and forth and we was doing our thing, the nigga never said nothing. He was staying out of that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
You feel me? You didn't hear him say too much. You didn't hear him say too much of anything. And then, nigga, I get a random phone call from him. And he like, oh, yeah, I'm getting at y'all, church. And I'm like, you getting at us? You feel me? So, he got an interview coming out. I guess he dissing and all that. But I'm thinking this shit is just content. I'm thinking like, oh, okay.
These LA guys are so weird. So they do an interview with somebody. They purposely diss somebody to get some clicks, and then they call them to take the temperature. It's a bit of a pussy move, isn't it? So you say something wild about someone in an interview, then you call them to make sure they know it's not an issue, but you're really calling them to preempt any sort of angry response to them. Because if they see it without your phone call, it's going to be worse. So you try to preempt it by saying, hey, I did this interview, it's just a content. Like, nah, don't do that to me. Don't do that. If you're already talking bad about me on the interview, stay your ass over there, don't call. But these LA guys, these content, like, it's just odd how they are, man. It's just do the fucking shows, make some jokes, cash your checks and keep it moving. They're so drama filled. It makes sense because, you know, they live in LA, they all live in LA, home of Hollywood, but they're so dramatic. All of these guys, so dramatic. It doesn't stop with the drama.
Okay, you doing this shit for content. It's supposed to be cool. And then, you feel me? The nigga hit up house phone. Like, yeah, nigga, you and AD new show about to fail. I'm like, what type of sucker shit is that, nigga? Saying our new show is gonna fail? Like, you want a shit to do bad, nigga? Like, real niggas don't hate on niggas, bro. That shit weak as fuck.
It's debatable. There's probably a lot of real nigga haters, to be fair. Probably the biggest haters are probably real niggas because everybody assumes they're real niggas. So, I don't know, man. I think a lot of people hate out there. And Sharp was hating their actual 4K. I hope it fails, you know. It's fucking wild.
And if you say that you cool with a nigga, bro, don't wish bad on nothing I got going on in any type of endeavor. I don't fuck with that shit. And then I get another phone call today.
You call him?
No, I ain't got nothing to say when a nigga talk like that. I got another phone call today.
So is it up or what?
If a nigga speaking, it's up 100%. If a nigga, then I get another phone call today, nigga say,
it's up for
hey,
Sharp.
nephew, watch that nigga, because he in the office saying, fuck y'all, fuck T-Rail, fuck all of that shit and everything like that. Wow. So I'm like, all right, cuz. No more of that fake shit, nigga. If you got issues with any of...
Sharp now has to beat up Damn Homie. After Sharp is finished beating up Damn Homie, after Sharp is finished putting his hands on a woman, he now has to decide to put his hands on AD, or Pun, or Trey, or who's that? What's the other one? Is it Ray? Is it I forgot who the other guy is at the back. God damn. Sharp has got a lot of beefs to handle, bro. He nearly got beat up by fucking DW the other day, right? Did you see the clip of DW? Sharp and DW. Where is it? Yeah, there we go. DW's going crazy, and I think DW thinks he hears Sharp laughing when he says he's a gangster. So he looks back to check his temperature, and Sharp gives him the, hey buddy, we're all good, buddy. Look at this.
I'm insane crib. I don't blame with that, nigga. I'm a gangster from the east side, nigga, on Long Beach, on the dead homies.
You see, he thought he heard Sharp snickering, so he checked to see his temperature, and Sharp smiled like, "Hiya, we're friends. We're okay. Look at Sharp. Look how friendly he looks. Look, butter wouldn't melt. Look how friendly he looks. He was worried. He thought DW was gonna turn around and give him the elbow. Look at that. DW's looking at him like, did you just laugh when I said I'm a gangster? Look, Sharp has got a lot of fights, and judging by Sharp's belly, he's enjoying life. He gets paid well to scream and shout at girls and shit, you know, and scream and shout at his chat. I don't think he's in the physical condition to fight anybody, you know? Sharp's a bit soft on the edges now. He's living good. You know, got a big room he streams out of and shit. He's living good, so he doesn't want to fight. And now he has to fight. He nearly had to fight DW, right? Who'd probably rip his arms off from his body.
I'm insane crib. I don't blame with that, nigga. I'm a gangster from the east side, nigga, on Long Beach, on the dead home.
Now he has to fight. Now he has to fight AD.
Of us, nigga, let that shit be known, niggas. We not playing the content game with you, Sharp. 100%. Ain't gonna be no back and forth. Ain't gonna be none of that with none of you niggas no more. And I'm gonna leave it like that.
I think Comparator will fuck up Sharp as well, by the way. Let's just put that there. I think Comparator fucks up Sharp. I think Comparator, couple of bumps in, I think he'd take Sharp. Couple of bumps, he's fucking stomping Sharp out. You have the cardio for it. You have the energy for it. Comparatus, bang Sharp, for sure.
I mean, you playing a content game with other people over there, so why is he exempt? Why are you?
Because them niggas they're actual homies, and niggas will holler at each other. But if a nigga,
you don't think that's what he's doing? Like he see that going on, like, oh, that's what everybody owns. So let me join in.
If you in the office dissing us, nigga, behind closed doors, like you really got problems with us, nigga, let that shit be known. What you gonna call a nigga for then?
True.
If I got a real issue with a nigga, I'm not gonna call him and say, "What up, bro?" Ooh, but do none of that shit. And then
So, Sharp has got a lot of stuff on his plate. Damn homie making up alleged AI calls, drinking piss allegations, and now he has to contend with fighting not one, not two, but 3 different black men. Anyways, my friends, that is it. That has been it. That's the Random Show. Episodio 212. Thank you for tuning in. Episode number 212. Big up Azalea Banks. Thank you for fucking tuning in. It's been a pleasure, never a fucking chore. Yeah, smash the like button down below if you enjoyed the stream. Get those fucking likes up for me if you can. We've only got what? How many likes we got there? 50 likes. Come on, get me to 100 if you can, my friends. Get me to 100. Help a nigger out, man. Help a nigger out. So if you're on the stream, you haven't liked it yet, please like it before you leave. That'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you for joining me. It's been a pleasure, never a fucking chore. And yeah, man, I'll see you guys again soon. Big up Crash. I see ya. What's good, my guy? Theodore, Screw 32, Vagabond, NJ Ranger. Big up, big up, big up, big up, big up. Jared Melarek. Big up you. Big up Assad, Farfik. Big up you, my friend. MK. Joel from MIA. Appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in and hanging. Big up King Bayo. I appreciate all of you so much. Thank you for hanging out, man. Take care, my friends. Take care. Take care, my friends. Peace.